Thursday morning. Nice to have you here on CTV Morning Live. Corey is outside with the forecast. We're going to check in with him in just a little bit. But Kim, got to give a shout out to you because I was on the driving range yesterday afternoon running from hail. And I thought to myself, Kim told me this is going to happen.
Called it.
You were bang on with that forecast.
I called it. Well, Corey told me to say it, so there you go. He's the meteorologist here, and we'll see him in a little bit. It's a Throwback Thursday, everyone. You know what that means. Let's hop into your parents' station wagon and head down memory lane to the best summer you've ever had. Remember Wild Rapids? We'll talk about amusement parks of the past in a few minutes, but first, the news you need to start your day. Kent, over to you.
All right, thank you, Kim. Well, starting Tuesday, photo radar trucks will no longer be used in Edmonton playgrounds and school zones. The city says most people follow speed limits in those areas, and there's a low number of crashes. So moving forward, the city will focus on more permanent, cost-effective safety measures, things like improved sidewalks, signage, and the installation of traffic calming measures.
Speed humps can actually reduce speeds up to 13 kilometers per hour. We've also seen traffic volume reductions of up to 27%. Curb extensions, like the ones that you see in this area here, reduce speeds up to 8 kilometers per hour.
118th Avenue in front of Highland School is one area that will change in the fall, including pavement markings and flashing speed reduction signs. An Edmonton teacher facing child sexual exploitation charges may have fled the country. Alberta Law Enforcement Response Team has charged Jimmy Bueno with making, accessing, possessing, and transmitting child pornography. Police allege that Bueno used Facebook to upload sexual abuse material. He taught at St. Oscar Romero Catholic High School in West Edmonton. The Edmonton Catholic School Division says that Buena's final day at that school was a week ago. Police do not believe any student was involved in relation to the charges. Alert is sharing the information in light of his position.
We still have a lot of our investigation to go, and that includes a review of any of the tech that we've received, and that's on our forensic examiners. A big part of the investigation is having them go through that, just so that we have an understanding of what exactly we're dealing with.
Alert believes that Buena may now be in the Philippines. 3 children were taken to hospital after a car crashed into a building in West Edmonton. Just before 9 yesterday morning, a green hatchback slammed into a pillar outside of Westgate Plaza on 163rd Street and 95th Avenue. Police say there were 5 people inside the car at the time, 2 adults and 3 children. The 3 kids were taken to hospital as a precaution. At this point, it is not known what caused the crash. A man has died following an attack last week, and police have upgraded charges from assault to second-degree murder. Police say last week officers responded to an assault near 95th Street and 106th Avenue. When they arrived, they found 59-year-old Robert Gladue injured. On Sunday, Gladue died from his injuries. Police say he and the accused knew each other. A wrecked car will stay on the side of the road at Blackjack's Roadhouse in Nisku before it moves to another visible location. Mothers Against Drunk Driving trying to show the effects of impaired driving. Matt hopes this serves as a reminder of the dangers of getting behind the wheel while impaired.
Don't drive impaired. There are so many other options out on the road nowadays that we don't need to get behind the wheel after we've been drinking or doing any drugs.
Matt says 4 people are killed and 190 people are injured every day in impaired driving collisions across Canada. The crashed car will move around the Edmonton area until the campaign ends in September. And Evander Kane is now a member of the Vancouver Canucks. The Oilers trading Kane in exchange for a 4th-round draft pick in this weekend's NHL draft. When the 33-year-old joined the Oilers 4 years ago, he became involved in a number of different groups here, including the Ben Stelter Foundation and the Kids with Cancer Society. Some of those connections say he made a big difference, and they're sad to see the winger go.
You're sad that he's leaving, but like you said, Vancouver's not that far away, right?
Not far at all, but I guess Vancouver will have to be my new favorite. He just feels, like everyone else, and he just feels like a fun person to hang out with.
Kane released a statement thanking fans, saying Rogers Place was always electric, and I'm proud to have played in front of such a passionate hockey city. My family and I have built some incredible relationships that will last forever. Well, classrooms are closed and final exams are finished. Summer has started for most students in Edmonton and surrounding areas.
I'm getting like happiness and like excitement for summer.
I feel great, honestly. This year went by so fast.
Students at Joseph M. Demko School in St. Albert say they're thrilled that classes are over and they're ready for the start of summer. Soccer, ice cream, camping, and volunteering are all on the way. Some students and their teachers feeling a little bit more wistful.
You don't really realize it until it's literally this last day and kids are leaving and they're saying goodbye. So it really has started to feel real today.
I have the best job in the world. I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's the best. These guys are the best.
Many of Joseph M. Demko's students are off to high school next year. Their peers say the building will not be the same without them when classes begin again in September. So first day of summer vacation for many. Corey, who is outside enjoying the sunrise for us this morning. Beautiful morning to start off with, Corey. But boy, that thunderstorm was something yesterday.
Oh, quite the storm yesterday. It rolled through, pretty much covered most of Edmonton. As quickly as it came through, it left, but in its wake, it left a lot of rain, even some hail. We'll take a look at some footage from that. But right now, we're going to start off with a live look through the River Valley Skycam. This forecast brought to you by Hughes Car Wash, just loonies awash. The forecast for today, our almanac, 23 for a high. Average seasonal high is 23. Now let's talk that storm. I have this footage from yesterday. Greg sent this in. Wow, this was in southwest Edmonton. The hail just flowing down the street. It looked like it had snowed. There was so much. It was about pea-sized hail, and again, just flowing right down the street. Many areas of the city saw scenes like this, and we dried out quite nicely. Hopefully there were a few people with any flooded basements or anything like that. So hopefully not any of that activity. A little bit calmer today, but still a slight chance we could see some scattered thunderstorms later on. A slight chance. 13 right now in Stony Plain, 11 at the airport, 12 at the Blatchford station. Wind, very calm. It is a beautiful morning right now. In the afternoon, we'll see a mix of sun and cloud, 23. Again, just a slight chance we could see some scattered showers or thunderstorms, about a 30% chance. Tomorrow, 22, a little bit of a greater risk of seeing some thunderstorms as we go throughout the afternoon, about a 40% chance, 60% chance tomorrow evening, and then Saturday, early and midday, we could start off with some rain and showers, followed by some clearing, 20 for a high. So still a little bit unsettled as we go throughout today and the next few days. It looks like tomorrow is when we could see some better thunderstorm activity as we go throughout the afternoon and evening.
All right, thank you very much, Corey. It is summer and festival season is alive and well. Now this year, that will include Edmonton's first ever festival, shining a light on gospel music. Well, if that doesn't get you going, I don't know what will. Gospel Fest will showcase choirs, spoken word artists, musicians, and dancers. It'll also include a food fair and cultural marketplace. Edmontonians can try food from Black-owned restaurants with dishes from Africa and the Caribbean. The choir director says they want to help Edmontonians connect with gospel music and Black culture.
The show that we're doing with Gospel Fest is going to take attendees on a journey of how gospel music has evolved, literally from plantation to present day. So everyone who attends is going to get to find out what gospel music used to sound like, how it grew, evolved, modernized, and became what it is today.
Gospel Fest will be held at the Citadel Theatre this Sunday. An Oilers off-ice staple has unique plans for the off-season.
We are called the Superfans because we are the Superfans of each other.
And the Edmonton Oilers.
Let's go.
Don, say everybody, Nippy Scoo here. This is my husband,
Superfan Magoo.
Skyline and Blair Gladue, better known as Superfan Magoo, and are contestants on this season of Amazing Race Canada. Eagle-eyed Oilers fans maybe have noticed the Superfans' absence from earlier rounds of the playoffs. That's when filming for the show took place. That weighed heavily on Magoo's mind.
If we do this, we're going to be gone for a month regardless, win or lose. And I'm going to miss the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. So if we lose in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, that's going to be on me. Superfan Magoo's not there. We lost because he wasn't there.
The Gladys say if they win, they will donate a portion of their money to youth causes. And of course, superfan Magoo also says he will get season's tickets to the Oilers, no doubt. The Amazing Race Canada airs on July 8th on CTV. One couple got a uniquely Canadian experience when they ended up face-to-face with the moose on the side of the road in Jasper. Kelly Paxian and her husband were driving down Moline Lake Road on Sunday morning when they noticed the moose on the side of the road. That's when the moose came right up alongside the car, even going as far as sticking his nose inside the open passenger side. Hello. Paxian says she's seen moose on that road before. Never anything quite up as close and personal as this.
He just seemed to be going about his day, and knowing what we know from our previous wildlife encounters, we were just like, we are just going to remain calm as possible and let the animal control the interaction. So we just let it play out.
In retrospect, Paxian says she probably should have closed the car's window, but then she wouldn't have gotten this cool video.
Exactly.
Yeah. But a good reminder to let wildlife be. If you see them on the side of the road, you can pull off to the side and just admire from inside of your car.
Totally.
Don't get out and take the photo and get too close.
And what it'll be like to cheer on superfan Magoo.
How fun. No wonder. I was wondering where he was for the first couple of rounds of the playoffs.
I think a few people were.
Yeah.
All is revealed.
And I'm glad to see that he was healthy. So
absolutely. Now we'll watch him compete.
Yes,
he and his wife. That's going to be so fun to watch. Thank you, Kim. Let's take a look at traffic as we get moving here on Thursday morning. Saskatchewan Drive, 90th Ave to 91st Ave. Flag person control plus lane control, lane closure. Major delays as a result of this. This is today only, so that's going to be brief, but it may be a headache for a lot of people. 99A Street, 96 Ave to Scona Road, all closed up for construction. That starts today until next Thursday. And 90th Street at 105A Avenue, all closed up for water line installations until next Friday. But still ahead, Iran's supreme leader claims victory over Israel and the United States. Plus, a woman says she was forced to remove her hijab before boarding a plane. We have those details after the break. We have breaking news this morning. Iran's supreme leader is claiming victory over Israel in his first public statement since the ceasefire was reached. Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei congratulating Iranians on the victory over the, quote, fallacious Zionist regime. Striking a defiant tone, he added the Zionist regime was practically knocked out and crushed under the blows of the Islamic Republic. Khamenei also claimed victory over the United States, saying it entered the war to save Israel's regime, but, quote, achieved nothing. He also called Iranian strikes on American bases a heavy slap to the United States' face. Now, U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth is holding his own heated press conference right now. He calls the attack a resounding success, criticizing the media for reporting otherwise. And U.S. President Donald Trump agrees with him.
I don't see them getting back involved in the nuclear business anymore. I think they've had it. They've been at it for 20 years, and I don't see that happening.
There is some debate about how much damage Iranian facilities actually sustained in the American attacks last weekend. A leaked primary assessment from the Pentagon suggests core parts of Iran's nuclear program are still intact. The CIA director says key sites have been destroyed, but stopped short of saying the nuclear program has been completely eliminated. President Trump maintains the attacks, quote, obliterated Iran's nuclear facilities. The Senate will get a classified briefing later today. A Winnipeg woman says she felt helpless and humiliated after she was forced to remove her hijab while boarding a Flair Airlines flight.
So I didn't know what else I could do.
Kazi Amin was flying home to Winnipeg on the 20th of June after a family trip. She passed through security with no issue. Amin presented her passport to the gate agent and says he told her to remove her head covering. She explained it was a religious covering, but says she was forced to take it off at the gate. The Canadian Transport Security Authority says people do not have to remove a religious head covering unless it's causing an alarm during screening. In a statement, the Flair Airlines CEO says discrimination of any kind is not tolerated, and we are committed to ensuring every passenger is treated with dignity and respect.
School Day Forecast is brought to you by the Alberta Teachers Association. Strong schools equal a strong Alberta.
You're taking a live look outside right now. What a beautiful start to this Thursday morning. Just a little bit of cloud in the region. Wind, it's calm if you want, or if you have some extra time, step outside with that coffee and enjoy it, because it is quite beautiful outside right now. Here is your school day forecast brought to you by the Alberta Teachers Association. For some kids, there's still one more day left in school. Heading out, 14 degrees, 20 at lunch, 22 when they head home. We should gain another degree or two after that. As we take a look at some current temperatures, right now here in the city we are at 11, 12 just north of the city in Slave Lake, 12 in Red Deer, 14 in Lloydminster. That looks to be one of the warmer spots, but also a little bit warmer than that in Fort Chipewyan, 15 degrees. As we take a look at our forecast for today, we've got partly cloudy sky to the north of us. We did see some showers pass through the region in the early morning hours. Still seeing some of those scattered through the area, especially just east of the city. But as we can see here on the satellite radar, very broken, very scattered. Some lightning popping up just north of Wainwright. As we take a closer look at the Edmonton area, again, partly cloudy sky, beautiful start to the morning right now. Looks like just north of Camrose, some light scattered showers there, and then just west of Vegreville. As we take a look at our forecast for today, here in Edmonton, we will see a mix of sun and cloud. Temperature for today, 23, possibly 24. Wind light throughout the day. And as we get into the afternoon and early evening, just a slight chance of some scattered showers, possibly some thunderstorms. A better chance tomorrow. We'll talk 5-day next time we chat weather.
All right, thank you, Corey. Well, the Toronto Raptors prioritized defense with their first pick in the NBA draft last night.
With the 9th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select Colin Murray-Boyles from the University of South.
Colin Murray-Boyles is a forward from South Carolina, thought of as one of the top defensive prospects in the draft. Bit of a surprise move to some analysts. However, there was no surprise at the top. Dallas taking Cooper Flagg out of Duke as the #1 overall selection. Round 2 of the draft goes today. Toronto has the 39th pick.
Hello there, Kara Wagland in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. In Fort, we take you to City Field.
Hit against Jeremy Hefner.
Marcelo Ozuna for the Braves, hitting the long ball, but not long enough. Jeff McNeil, the robbery. Look at this catch. Just climbs the wall, gets the glove, times it perfectly. McNeil was also 2 for 4 at the plate in this one, as your Mets went on to win the game and have themselves a night. And coming tonight on TSN, it is week 4 in the CFL getting underway with the Bombers in action hosting the Elks. Coverage gets underway at 7 p.m. Central Time. That's all for now from Sports Center. Have a great day.
Programming brought to you by Century Casino. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
School's officially out, baby. Yeah, time for a road trip down memory lane to our favorite summertime destinations of the past. So first, we're going to start off with a waterslide park in West Edmonton. Do you remember Wild Waters? I know you didn't live here, Ken, but it was near Winterburn Road. It was cherished by so many families in the late 80s, 90s, and into the 2000s. Now, Wild Waters was made up of 7 concrete and fiberglass slides, a concession stand, and a grassy lounging area for your parents to watch from a distance. Maybe you can recall walking on those concrete paths in the hot sun. Sure did a number on the feet. Now, the park closed in 2012, but the sign is still there. AHS said there was a lack of trained pool operators. The site has been demolished and the slides were removed or relocated to Trestle Creek. Seems to be some sort of landscaping business now. Now, if you were lucky enough, maybe your parents drove 2 hours to get to Wild Rapids in Sylvan Lake. This place was on steroids. This water park opened in 1982 and quickly became a popular summer attraction. 12 water slides, small pools, and 3 hot tubs, and a kids area. At one point, it was the largest outdoor water park in Western Canada.
Wow.
Yes. By 2016, the park's infrastructure was aging and needed major costly upgrades, and it wasn't financially viable for the owners. So goodbye to Wild Rapids. It still looks really cool from this 80s commercial, though. Yeah. Now, this is cool. I was never lucky enough to visit Bedrock City in Kelowna, but it was a nostalgic Hanna-Barbera licensed Flintstones theme park. This place brought the prehistoric cartoon world to life from 1968 until 1998. You could take a log boat ride down Lava Creek, explore souvenir shops that were built after structures in Bedrock City. There was also the famous 40-foot Fred, affectionately dubbed 40-foot Fred. I'm so jealous of anybody who got to experience this. Now, just from observation and looking at Google right now, outdoor amusement parks really don't exist, especially here in Edmonton anymore.
Yeah, ever since the outdoor batting cages.
Yes, that was the White Mud Amusement Park.
Yes, that's right.
That closed. We don't really have the outdoor ones.
No, that does seem like a thing of the past.
I wonder, was it because of the weather? It's harder to make money in those winter months when you're an outdoor establishment. Maybe.
I don't know.
But I want to bring it back because that looks so fun. What was your favorite amusement park or water park? And it doesn't have to be here in Alberta. Like we can span it to broaden it out to the other provinces.
My big family trip when we were kids was to Callaway Park one time.
Calgary,
and then my brother was too short to ride almost all the rides, and he was rattled. And we drove like 8 hours to get there.
Text us at 10400. We're going to head to commercial break, but before then, let's take a look at gas prices. They're actually down quite a bit.
Oh, great.
All right. So right now, the average cost around town is around close to $1.30 per liter. But you can actually get a low gas price at a few places. At $1.16, there's the El Safadi supermarket. Close to that, the Kit Convenience on Princess Elizabeth Avenue. They're reporting $1.17 per liter on GasBuddy.com. Followed by Your Spot Convenience and Gas Bar on 54th Street and 121st Avenue at just close to $1.18 per liter.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
Good morning. It is 6:30 here on Thursday. A gorgeous start to the day. Hopefully you're off to a good start as well. Thanks for joining us here on CTV Morning Live. Corey's outside. Will be bringing us the forecast on the road through CTV Morning Live. But in the meantime, it's Kim and I in studio. And what's coming up, Kim?
Yeah, we continue our mission to find the most beautiful gardens in the city in Edmonton. You are delivering. I'm going to show you another entry with a gorgeous view. Yard of the Year coming up in a few minutes. But first, the news you need to start your day. Ken, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Kim. Well, a former Edmonton member of Parliament is making his return to politics after 17 years, this time taking aim at the mayor's chair. Rahim Jasper was a Conservative MP for Edmonton Strathcona for more than a decade. He left federal politics in a cloud of controversies, charged with impaired driving and drug possession charges in 2009. Those charges were eventually downgraded to a careless driving charge he pled guilty to. He says chatting with customers at the White Avenue restaurant that he took over from his parents has been a window into the issues Edmontonians are facing. Small businesses are struggling, and that's a common topic.
Most of them that you talk to along the avenue, even downtown or any part of the city, unfortunately, they're barely surviving. And that's just not what I remember Edmonton to be.
There are now 6 candidates who have filed nomination papers or say they're intending to run. One political analyst says edging out front-runners like current councillors Tim Cartmel and Andrew Knack is a tall order for Jasper, who is rebuilding his name. Jasper says he's grown from his mistakes and is ready to show Edmontonians through his platform. A survivor of the Rockslide at Bow Glacier Falls says hikers worked together to try to all get out safely. Cindy MacArthur was part of a group that was caught up in the slide a week ago. When the dust settled, she says the others nearby came together to help those who were injured. MacArthur says specifically she saw one woman laying unresponsive.
And I said, hang in there, we're going to be here. And I just held her hand.
That woman was Uta Heinrichs from Calgary. She was one of 2 people killed in the slide. Parks Canada calls the rock slide a natural and unpredictable event. The trail to Bow Glacier Falls remains closed indefinitely. As the school year comes to a close, Alberta teachers remain on a path towards strike. In early June, more than 94% of Alberta Teachers Association members voted in favor of job action. Last week, the ATA met with the province to talk about concerns. A new collective agreement could not be reached. The province is offering teachers a 12% pay raise spread over 4 years. The government also pledged $400 million in classroom improvements, but teachers say more help than that is needed.
They didn't think that it went far enough in terms of addressing working conditions, class size, the complexity of the students' needs that we have in our classrooms, but also for wages as well. You have to think that teachers have received essentially a 6% raise over the last 12 years. That has been a loss of purchasing power to inflation.
In a statement, Alberta's finance minister says teachers were offered a fair deal, and he's disappointed the mediator's recommendations were not accepted. The Alberta government is rolling ahead with plans for a regional passenger rail system. The province is hosting virtual sessions right now, providing updates on the development of this master plan. The government wants to build a high-speed rail line between Edmonton and Calgary, a line from both downtown Edmonton and Calgary to each airport, rail to Banff and Jasper as well, and eventually lines to communities such as Fort McMurray and Grand Prairie. As mentioned, high-speed trains are being considered. Some say as Alberta's population continues to grow rapidly, the plan needs to go ahead.
You can only build roads so big, you can only get so many vehicles, you can only park so many cars in certain spots. So we need other ways to move people between these cities, and the most efficient way to do it is through passenger trains.
A session for people in Edmonton was held last night. A province-wide online session will be held tonight. Enbridge says a lot needs to happen before it would propose a new pipeline to the West Coast. Premier Danielle Smith says she's confident that private sector pipeline operators will come forward with a plan to ship crude from Alberta to Prince Rupert for export to Asian markets. In a statement, Enbridge says it will explore projects provided there's demand. That statement goes on to say it would take real provincial and federal legislative changes around climate policy, regulatory timelines, and Indigenous participation. The Calgary-based company is Canada's largest shipper of crude oil. Alberta Health Services has lifted its water quality advisory for Hubbell's Lake. Earlier this month, AHS warned about fecal bacteria in the lake west of Edmonton. It now says the water quality has returned to an acceptable level for recreational activities on Allen Beach. AHS is reminding Albertans not to drink or cook with untreated water from lakes or reservoirs at any time. And with summer upon us, an elusive animal has been spotted more often roaming Edmonton streets. From April to June, mother skunks make themselves at home under decks, porches, and sheds to give birth to their litters. Now the skunk kits are starting to explore the city and surrounding areas. Wild North Animal Rescue says if you come across a skunk or a kit, do not panic.
They're actually very unlikely to spray us. They only do as a last resort. They only have so much of that stinky fluid, and they have to replenish it once they use it, so they don't want to use it.
Wild North says city skunks are used to being around people and will warn you several times before spraying. This includes stomping their feet, showing their teeth, and standing on 2 legs. All right, so just check your surroundings while you're outside there, Corey, enjoying the sunrise, because there might be some critters out there.
Not seeing anything like that this morning out where we are. We're just in Keswick, and what a beautiful morning. It's been just calm and quiet. You can hear the birds singing, and a beautiful sunrise as well. Nice mix of sun and cloud as we start off. if you can enjoy it for a little bit before you head out to work, I encourage it. Just take some of it in. Right now, as we look at current temperatures, this forecast is brought to you by Hughes Car Wash, just Looney's a wash, sitting at 10 at the airport, 11 out in Stony Plain, 10 in Elk Island, and 11 at the Blatchford Station. Winds light to calm here in the city. Temperatures within the city right now, as we take a look at those conditions, we are seeing a little bit of a range. Temperatures ranging from 10 to 13 degrees. We have 13 in Beverly as well as Lewis Estates. Sherwood Park and St. Albert still not seeing their temperatures reporting yet this morning. For today, our forecasted high is 23, possibly 24. As we get into the afternoon, a slight chance of showers, possibly some thunderstorms. A better chance for tomorrow, 22 for tomorrow, a mix of sun and cloud, 40% chance of afternoon thunderstorms, a 60% chance as we get into the evening. And then we could start off with some rain and showers for Saturday morning, heading into mid parts of Saturday. 20 for a high, followed by a little bit of a break in the cloud. 24 for Sunday, 27 on Monday. That's the end of June. As far as Canada Day, I'll talk about that in 15 minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Corey. We are on the hunt to find the best gardens in Edmonton and the surrounding area. Do you think your yard has incredible curb appeal? Our friends at Coolmans are joining us to help choose one winner to receive a $500 gift card to Coolmans and the coveted title of Yard of the Year. And we've been showing off our favorites over the last couple of weeks. We will continue to do so. Submissions are open until July 14th. And then at that point, we're going to narrow it down to the finalists. You can enter at CTVEdmonton.ca. Oh man, Edmonton, you are serving. Let's take a look at this yard from Catherine DeBauer. She lives in Allen Landing. Love the stonework, the path with the ferns on either side. A lot of hosta, so I'm guessing that's a lot of her yard is in some shade, but then she's also got some sun-tolerant ones too and heat-tolerant. But look at this view, Kent. Look at this view is all I have to say about that. Not only is your garden beautiful, Catherine, but you can just sit out there and enjoy, you know, people watching on the pathway and looking out to the water as the sun sets and the reflection off the water surface.
And it must be nice to see the people walking by and slowly turning their heads, examining that yard.
I know.
Thinking,
that's the best part about it, because her
nice.
fence is see-through, so you can actually look at her yard.
Yeah.
Lovely.
That is good stuff.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done, Catherine.
I'm a big hosta supporter as well.
Same. They come back every year, and they don't need that much love.
No, not really, but they keep coming back.
They're like, leave me alone, and I will perform. Yeah.
Thank you, Kim. Let's take a look at traffic as we approach 20 minutes to 7 o'clock. More construction projects you need to know about. 178th Street, 81st Avenue to 76, down to a single lane both directions for bridge maintenance. That's happening through till next week on Wednesday. 170th Street, Windermere Boulevard to Ellerslie Road, reduced to a single lane in both directions. This is that big, long construction project down there. A lot of people living out there now and need to make some way. So that's a project in place until the 24th. And 106th Street, 102 Avenue to Jasper Ave, all closed up for sidewalk and road rehab work. This is part of that warehouse park project. Another long one. This will be in place until Halloween.
Canada's benchmark stock index, the S&P TSX Composite, dropped by about half a percentage point yesterday and will begin today's trading day at 26,566 points. In the U.S., stocks were mixed yesterday, but futures contracts on the three main U.S. stock indices were higher this morning. Alimentation Couche-Tard, the Laval, Quebec-based gas station and convenience store giant, reported a 7.5% drop in revenue yesterday as lower gasoline demand affected fuel sales. Shares of Couche-Tard are down 13% so far this year, with sluggish economies around the world affecting sales. The company did not provide an update on its effort to buy the Tokyo-based owner of the huge 7-Eleven chain of convenience stores. Finally, Shell plc, the international oil producer, has denied a report that it is in talks to buy BP. A media report suggesting the two companies were talking about a combination sent shares of BP higher by as much as 10% yesterday. From the BNN Bloomberg Newsroom in Toronto, I'm Paul Bagnall.
CTV Morning Live's BNN Bloomberg Report brought to you by Alberta Blue Cross.
Well, coming up, an Alberta Surrogacy clinic closes its doors, leaving families looking for a surrogate back at square one. We hear from some of them after the break. Plus, local Special Olympians are hoping to play pickleball at the highest level. More on that in 10 minutes. And Connor McDavid has been in Edmonton for 10 years now. He's accomplished a lot. scored even more. We take a look back at some of his biggest moments after 7 o'clock. Stick with us.
Wake up with CTV Morning Live, brought to you by CIR Realty, making real estate easy in Edmonton, Red Deer, and Central Alberta. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
The sudden closure of an Alberta surrogacy agency has devastated hopeful parents in this province. They are now out a lot of money and face challenging Canadian rules. Stephanie Thomas reports.
Kim and Martin Apple say they have been trying for 12 years to have a baby. They signed up with Alberta-based JA Surrogacy Agency Canada and spent about $20,000 in hopes a surrogate would carry their biological child. But on Friday, they received an email that JA would be closing and all the employees terminated.
Makes us feel stuck because we kind of lost not only a financial aspect, but we've lost a little bit of hope and a little bit of our dreams that could have came true.
A couple from Ireland told CTV they spent $19,000 with JA Surrogacy to help find a surrogate and cover her expenses. Now they have to start the process all over.
Now we're just completely devastated about the whole thing, and then we're really trying to focus on the future instead of the past, but it's very hard.
JA Surrogacy was founded by Jennifer Allen. She died in 2023. Her husband, Phil Allen, inherited the company, but tells CTV News in a statement it now has more than $150,000 in debt. His goal now is to trace all funds and provide clear answers to every intended parent, surrogate, and service provider affected. He's even gone to the RCMP. Nobody has been charged. The company's now former CEO tells CTV in a statement Allen closed the business without notice or severance, and the company lacked the funds to address debts or offer refunds. One fertility lawyer says it's likely these clients are left without recourse to get their money back.
The key thing is to make sure that the money that's in trust, which is there for the benefit of the surrogate and managing her expenses through the process, that is protected.
Surrogates cannot be paid in Canada under law, but things like hotel stays and transportation can be covered. Agencies are not regulated, and surrogates cannot be compelled to carry a pregnancy as it's not a service or commodity. Fertility advocates say the agency's closure highlights the pitfalls of surrogacy arrangements in Canada.
Even regulation, in my opinion, is not going to save that. Companies go bankrupt, and it is tragic and it is awful when it is so hard for this already incredibly vulnerable community to have to experience that.
Stephanie Thomas, CTV News, Calgary.
So still ahead, it's one of the fastest growing sports in North America, but not yet recognized by the Special Olympics.
All right.
More on the push for pickleball prominence after the break. Local athletes are pushing pickleball to be sanctioned for the World Special Olympics Games. With more, here's CTV's Nariman Issa.
Jonathan and Nicholas are working on their serves. They started playing pickleball 2 years ago.
I love the sport. I love how it's active. Get you out and get you active and energy.
It's all about the energy and all the running you can do.
The Edmonton Pickleball Club hosts a Special Olympics program Tuesday nights. Players learn the basics of the sport, do some drills before playing a friendly game. It's more than just getting active.
Yeah, I like hanging out and making new friends.
The program is run by club volunteers.
I've been doing this for a number of years now, and I've gotten to know some of the kids, and they know me. And, oh, hi, Coach. Hi, Steve. And, you know, it's really fun. I just enjoy doing this, and I look forward to it every year.
According to Pickleball Canada, the governing body for the sport, more than 1 million Canadians play pickleball at least once a month.
Pickleball is one of the fastest growing sports right now, so there's a lot of people who haven't played it. So I think the volunteers, because they're familiar with the game, they get that opportunity to share their knowledge and get more people interested in the sport.
Pickleball Canada says its membership reached 85,000 by the end of last year. These athletes are happy for the helping hand.
I like the coaches taking one-on-one time to help us get the perfect perform in pickleball and get the right action to get the shot over.
While pickleball isn't an official Special Olympics sport,
I think it's going to be in the Special Olympics, pickleball.
I think it is.
Jonathan and Nicholas say they will be ready to compete for gold if and when that day happens. Naranisa. CTV News, Edmonton.
The NHL draft begins tomorrow, 10 years since the Oilers picked Connor McDavid. And now we're looking back at the draft that changed so much for the franchise and the city.
A tip in and the first NHL goal for Connor McDavid.
A look at some of Connor McDavid's greatest hits in Edmonton so far. It's coming up in the next hour.
Programming brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. School day forecast is brought to you by the Alberta Teachers Association. Strong schools equal a strong Alberta.
You are flying high with the CTV drone as we look to the east side of downtown. What a beautiful start to the day. Beautiful skyline there. The city looking fantastic. Get out your sunglasses. You'll need them for the drive to work and for your drive home. As we take a look at your school day forecast brought to you by the Alberta Teachers Association. Last day for some more kids. A lot of kids ended yesterday. A few more still in school today. Looking pretty decent as we head out for the kids this morning. About 13, 14 degrees. 20 when they head home. We should be at 22 when they head home. Might gain another degree or two after that. Your 5-day forecast for today. Our high, we are looking for 23, possibly 24 for today. Tomorrow, a touch cooler. Now, as we go throughout tomorrow, there's a 40% chance we could see some scattered thunderstorms into the afternoon, a 60% chance into the evening. Saturday morning, we could start off with some rain and showers, and we could see that extend as we head into the lunch hour and early afternoon. Then the clouds should start to break, being at about 20 degrees. After that, we do start to see our temperatures climb. As we look at the 10-day forecast for Canada today, it is looking really nice. 27, 28 for a high, with a slight chance that we could see some scattered thunderstorms late afternoon into the evening.
All right, thank you very much, Corey. It is June 26th, and we have these milestones to share with you. Wishing Grandpa Ken a happy 74th birthday. Love from Mark, Amy, Addie, Lauren, Dex, Milo, Tomato, and Steve.
And a happy 10th birthday to Zachariah. Love Dad, Mom, your grandparents, aunts, and uncles.
And Susie, hitting double digits, turning 10. Happy birthday. All the best from your grandmother, brothers, aunts, uncles, nephews, and nieces.
Submit your milestone at ctvedmonton.ca under Morning Live. You could win a $100 gift card to Coolman's Greenhouse, which we draw for every week.
Time for a morning mystery.
Okay, here we go.
Markers up. Clue number 1, played a vital role in transportation and exploration in North America.
Ooh, are we talking about a person or a thing?
I don't know. Clue number 2, was depicted on the Canadian silver dollar from 1935 to 1986. I'm not confident I've ever seen a silver dollar. Clue number 3.
Yeah. I'm like thinking in my mind, no.
If you're portaging, weight should be a big consideration. Is it a canoe?
I don't even have a guess. What is it? It is a canoe.
A canoe.
Good job, Ken. What gave it away
I know
for you?
portaging. I don't do it, but I know it exists.
I know it. I am familiar. Good job.
Shout out to anybody who got canoe this morning. The news you need to start your day begins right now.
As a parent, you take all the precautions you can, but there's always that worry that something will go wrong.
Starting Tuesday, photo radar trucks will no longer be used in Edmonton Playground or school zone. So good morning to you at Thursday morning at 7 o'clock rather. That's where we begin. The city says it will focus on more permanent cost-effective measures in these zones. That's because it says most people are following speed limits in playground and school areas, and there's a low number of crashes. So moving forward, the city will focus on more permanent cost-effective safety measures, things like improved crosswalks, signage, and the installation of traffic calming measures.
Speed humps can actually reduce speeds up to 13 kilometers per hour. We've also seen traffic volume reductions of up to 27%. Curb extensions, like the ones that you see in this area here, reduce speeds up to 8 kilometers per hour.
118 Avenue in front of Highland School is one area that will change in the fall, including pavement markings and flashing speed reduction signs. An Edmonton teacher facing child sexual exploitation charges may have fled the country. Alberta Law Enforcement Response Team has charged Jimmy Buena with making, accessing, possessing, and transmitting child pornography. Police alleged Buena used Facebook to upload sexual abuse material. Buena taught at St. Oscar Romero Catholic High School in West Edmonton. The Edmonton Catholic School Division says Buena's final day at that school was a week ago. Police do not believe any student was involved in relation to the charges. Alert is sharing this information in light of his position.
We still have a lot of our investigation to go, and that includes a review of any of the tech that we've received, and that's on our forensic examiners. A big part of the investigation is having them go through that, just so that we have an understanding of what exactly we're dealing with.
Alert believes Buena may now be in the Philippines. 3 children were taken to hospital after a car crashed into a building in West Edmonton. Just before 9 yesterday morning, a green hatchback slammed into a pillar outside of Westgate Plaza on 163rd Street and 95th Avenue. Police say there were 5 people inside the car at the time, 2 adults and 3 children. The 3 kids were taken to hospital as a precaution. At this point, it's not known what caused the crash. A man has died following an attack last week, and police have upgraded charges from assault to second-degree murder. Police say last week officers responded to an assault near 95th Street and 106th Avenue. When they arrived, they found 59-year-old Robert Gladue injured. On Sunday, Gladue died from his injuries. Police say Gladue and the accused knew each other. A wrecked car will stay on the side of the road at Blackjack's Roadhouse in Nisku before it moves on to another visible location. Mothers Against Drunk Driving is behind this effort to showcase the effects of impaired driving. MAD hopes it serves as a reminder of the dangers of getting behind the wheel when impaired.
Don't drive impaired. There are so many other options out on the road nowadays that we don't need to get behind the wheel after we've been drinking or doing any drugs.
Matt says 4 people are killed and 190 people are injured every day in impaired driving collisions across Canada. This crashed car will move around the Edmonton area until the campaign ends in September. Evander Kane is now a member of the Vancouver Canucks. The Oilers trading Kane in exchange for a 4th-round draft pick in this weekend's draft. When the 33-year-old joined the Oilers 4 years ago, he became involved with a number of different groups in the city, including the Ben Stelter Foundation and Kids with Cancer Society. Some of those connections he made say they're sad that the winger's moving on.
You're sad that he's leaving, but like you said, Vancouver's not that far away, right?
Not far at all, but I guess Vancouver will have to be my new favorite. He just feels, like everyone else, and he just feels like a fun person to hang out with.
Kane released a statement thanking fans, saying Rogers Place was always electric, and I'm proud to have played in front of such a passionate hockey city. My family and I have built some incredible relationships that will last forever. Well, classrooms are closed, final exams are finished, and summer has started for most students in Edmonton and surrounding areas.
I'm getting happiness and excitement for summer.
I feel great, honestly. This year went by so fast.
Student at Joseph M. Demko School in St. Albert say they're thrilled classes are over and they're ready to start summer. Soccer, ice cream, camping, volunteering, all on the way for many of these kids, though some students and teachers are feeling a bit more wistful.
You don't really realize
realize it until it's literally this last day and kids are leaving and they're saying goodbye. So it really has started to feel real today.
I have the best job in the world. I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's the best. These guys are the best.
Many of Joseph M. Demko students are off to high school next year. Their peers say the building will not be the same without them when classes begin again in September. All right, let's bring Corey in for a look at the weather forecast. Was outside enjoying that wonderful sunrise this morning. Now you're inside, Corey.
That's right. I'm at Willow Park Wines and Spirits, and we're going to be talking about Canada Day coming up right around the corner and how you can celebrate with some good wine and spirits. But before that, we're going to take a look at your forecast right now. The almanac for today, we're going to take a live look with the CTV drone. We're looking at Commonwealth. Beautiful shot there. And the skyline looking quite nice. Mostly clear skies we start off. It's a beautiful morning here in the city. Now let's take a look at our almanac. 23 for a high for today. That is average seasonal high for today. Tomorrow will be a little bit cooler, but fairly close to it. Take a look at some of this viz from the storm yesterday. This was sent into the studio by Greg, and quite the action that we saw. It didn't snow. That is all pea-sized hail that really accumulated, and with all the rain, it was flowing down the street. So thank you so much for that footage. That was the storm that we saw through many areas of the city yesterday. As we take a look at current temperatures right now, most areas right around 11 to 13 degrees in and around the city. Winds fairly light to calm, and this forecast is brought to you by Hughes Car Wash, just loonies a wash. As we take a look at your forecast for today, 23 for a high. Wind should be light, just the slightest chance that we could see some scattered showers and thunderstorms as we go throughout the afternoon. Pretty slight today, but for tomorrow we do see that increase, about a 40% chance in the afternoon, 22 for a high for tomorrow. Greater chance as we go throughout tomorrow evening of seeing some scattered thunderstorms, and then Saturday morning into the afternoon we could see some rain and showers, 20 for a high. After that we start to clear and we start to heat up. More details on that coming up a little bit later on.
Thank you very much, Corey. An Oilers off-ice staple has unique plans for the off-season.
We are called the Superfans because we are the Superfans of each other.
And the Edmonton Oilers.
Let's go.
Say everybody, Nippy Scoo here. This is my husband,
Superfan Magoo.
Skyline and Blair Gladue, better known as Superfan Magoo, are contestants on this season of The Amazing Race Canada. Eagle-eyed Oilers fans will probably notice Superfan's absence from earlier rounds from the playoffs. That's when filming for the show took place. That's why that weighed heavily on Magoo's mind.
If we do this, we're going to be gone for a month regardless, win or lose. And I'm going to miss the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. So if we lose in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, that's going to be on me. Superfan Magoo's not there. We lost because he wasn't there.
The Gladue say if they win, they'll donate a portion of their money to youth causes. And of course, Superfan Magoo also says he will get season's tickets to the Oilers. The Amazing Race Canada airs July 8th on CTV. Well, one couple got a uniquely Canadian experience when they ended up face-to-face with a moose on the side of the road in Jasper. Kelly Paxian and her husband were driving down Moline Lake Road on Sunday morning when they noticed the moose on the side of the road. That's when the moose came right up alongside the car, even going so far as to sticking his nose inside the open passenger window. Paxian says she's seen moose on the road before, but never anything quite as close and personal as this.
He just seemed to be going about his day, and knowing what we know from our previous wildlife encounters, we were just like, we are just going to remain calm as possible and let the animal control the interaction. So we just let it play out.
In retrospect, Paxian says she probably should have closed the car's window. It's almost 10 minutes after 7 here. Let's head on over to the Morning Live inbox. So for Remember That Thing and Throwback Thursday, because school's officially out, we're talking about roadside destinations of the past and currently as well. Juanita actually, our attention over here to the outdoor attractions. The Whole Scoop in Stony Plain has an outdoor mini golf course, lots of fun, and they have some of the best ice cream too. Let's take a look at this place, shall we?
Ooh, that looks good.
Fun. That looks really and it's not that far away from the CTV Morning Live studios, which means maybe we do a crew trip. The whole scoop out in Stony Plain. Juanita, thank you so much for turning our attention to this. We're also talking about destinations of the past.
Sure.
Think Wild Waters in West Edmonton, Wild Rapids in Sylvan Lake, and I was talking about the Flintstones theme park, Bedrock City in BC. So keep texting us those destinations of the past at the inbox 10400.
There aren't enough amusement parks to start with wild anymore.
No, definitely not. And not a ton of outdoor amusement parks in general.
Yeah, absolutely. But we want to hear from those favorites for the past from you. Thank you very much, Kim. 10400 is the number. Let's take a look at traffic. There's a hazard on the road, Gateway Boulevard off-ramp to the eastbound Henday Drive. So if you're using that area, which many people do, just a heads up, there might be something laying there. We also have a stalled vehicle westbound Henday on the southwest side just after 111th Street, causing minor delays at this point. We're early in the rush hour, so not a lot of red on the map. The yellowhead is slow, as it usually is. So is the drive into the city on the QE2 because of that road work. And happening right now, police are at the scene where a train has hit a pedestrian in South Edmonton. So police say this happened near 51st Avenue and somewhere between 99th Street and Gateway Boulevard. At this point, we do not know the condition of the person involved. Traffic is closed, however, both eastbound and westbound on 51st Avenue. So drivers have been told to find other routes to avoid this as police investigate. So if that's part of your regular drive, you need to find a different way around this morning, and we'll update you as we get more information. Well, it's been 10 years since Connor McDavid was drafted by the Edmonton Oilers. In that decade, he has taken the Oilers on quite the journey along with the fans. In this edition of Once Upon a Time in Edmonton, we look back at some of the biggest McDavid moments. Here's Matt Woodman with part 1.
The first overall pick in the 2015 NHL draft belongs to the Edmonton Oilers.
Excitement erupted in Edmonton before his name was even called.
Their first pick from the Erie Oilers.
From Erie to Edmonton, Connor McDavid was now an Oiler.
It was just so exciting to hear your name called and go through all that, and yeah, it was unbelievable. Now that it's finally happened, and I'm an Edmonton Oiler, I couldn't be more proud.
Like his signature stride, McDavid Mania was kicking into high gear. The fans couldn't wait to greet him during his first practice at Rockslide.
No, never like that. It was pretty funny just skating around, shooting him in the open net, and they were celebrating, so it's funny.
Seats at training camp became so scarce, the team held a lottery to select which fans could come watch.
Who's your favorite team?
I'm impressed so far. So
you already bought his jersey.
I bought it the day after he was drafted.
Turn it over. A blast by Sekra, score! And this game is tied. It's 2-2, and that's a tip-in and the first NHL goal for Connor McDavid.
3 games into his first NHL season, McDavid scored his first NHL goal. Not the sweetest, but still significant.
That's pretty special, obviously. I mean, it's something that I'll remember for the rest of my life. So I was excited, but a lot of it was relief. It's just the pressure that there is these days. So it felt good.
13 games into his rookie season, McDavid suffered an injury that kept him out of the lineup for nearly half the year. He made his comeback in spectacular fashion.
McDavid trying to split the defense. McDavid, what a play, what a goal!
With moves like that, McDavid had proven he could slip away from the toughest defenders.
That picture was a little bit weird.
Adoring fans, though, presented a new challenge.
I don't know how you're supposed to feel comfortable when they're holding you like that. So I was pretty much in a death grip. So I was trying to get on the plane as fast as I could.
In 2017, this couple bumped into McDavid at the airport and couldn't resist getting a picture with their favorite player.
Looking back at it now, it feels like a mom being so proud of of a son, because, you know, I do that with people that I really care about or admire.
Showing just how much McDavid means to Oilers fans and the city.
Oh, what a time we have enjoyed. Well, we'll have 5 more McDavid moments tomorrow. In the meantime, if you'd like to read a little bit more and watch some extended videos from the 10 years ago when McDavid was drafted, you can find that all on our website. Well, still ahead, a recent report shows seniors in Canada are struggling to access primary care, plus a fiery press conference today from the U.S. Defense Secretary disputing what's being reported about strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities.
We significantly damaged the nuclear program, setting it back by years. I repeat, years.
Before we head to commercial break, let's take a look at Edmonton's gas prices on this Thursday morning. Average cost around town, it's actually gone down overnight. So we're closer to $1.29 now, lowest gas price you can find at a few places. El Safadi supermarket on Castle Downs Road is close to $1.16 per liter. At $1.17 is Kit Convenience on Princess Elizabeth Avenue. And at $1.18, Your Spot Convenience on 54th Street and 121st Avenue.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. Wake up with CTV Morning Live, brought to you by CIR Realty, making real estate easy in Edmonton, Red Deer, and Central Alberta.
There has been a lot of discussion over the last couple of months about buying Canadian, and that may especially be true on Canada Day. Corey is at Willow Park Wines for us this morning, and Corey, you're showcasing popular ready-to-drink cocktails and spirits, many of them made in Canada.
That's right. A fantastic way to support local, whether it's Edmonton, Alberta, or Canada, and to celebrate Canada Day, which is right around the corner, Tuesday. So it's coming up pretty quick, and you may want to get stocked up and get ready. I'm joined by Janice this morning, and we've got a great selection here. Why don't we start off with this? This is Eau Claire.
Yeah, Eau Claire Distilleries, Alberta made. They're in the Turner Valley. They actually pay a little homage to the Prohibition that started in Alberta.
Okay.
So lots of spirits in their portfolio, but then they made this spirit-based cocktails.
Okay, and so in this pack, 3 come with. What are the 3 flavors that they have?
We have a prickly pear pink lemonade, then the vodka, which is named after the plant. It's an Alberta plant.
Okay.
The vodka mule, which is ginger and citrus, and then a hard lemonade, or sorry, a hard iced tea.
Okay, and I've tried these and they're very good. I would say that the mule is good, but if you also want to add to it, my favorite Eau Claire is the Dill Pickle Caesar, which is fantastic.
Can't go wrong with the Caesar on a hot weekend. Hopefully it's hot while it's supposed to be hot and then turn a little. But yeah, if you don't want to pick up Clamato and vodka and dill juice and all the things, then we have it in a can.
And you have a lot of pre-made cocktails and drinks as well. A lot of them in the cooler. And yeah, there's also more packs like this that people can pick up and enjoy.
Exactly, yeah. The ready-to-drinks has become really popular. Spirit-based, a lot of them really geared towards the women market as well, with low sugar. Okay. We have a wide variety. Lots of different spirits: vodka, tequila, gin, rum, bourbon, whiskey.
So the whole lot. Are you finding more people are coming in and looking for things that are made locally?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're not going to discuss the U.S. and that, but everyone is leaning towards things that are local. So yeah, leaning into Eau Claire Distillery that is Alberta made is definitely a way to go.
Not too far from here is BC, and we're going to be talking about some really good BC wines coming up next time.
Yes.
Which is fantastic. So again, celebrating Canada Day, celebrating with things that are made locally, whether it's here in Alberta or across Canada. And as I said, we're going to be talking about some great Canadian wines that you might want to celebrate with coming up. Right now, though, we are going to take a look at your forecast. The forecast for today looking fantastic. As we look outside right now, it's pretty nice. We're seeing a nice mix of sun and cloud. Temperature-wise, we're sitting around 13 degrees. This is the Action Furnace Skycam. The view from the Action Furnace Skycam is brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. As I said, beautiful skyline to start off, a nice mix of sun and cloud. It's calm outside. As we take a look right now at some provincial temperatures, most temperatures just below or just above 10 degrees. We're seeing some warmer conditions just to the east and also to the northeast for McMurray, Fort Chipewyan on the warmer side as we start off on this Thursday morning. Provincially, as we take a look at the satellite radar, we are seeing scattered areas throughout the province, still a little bit unsettled where we are seeing some scattered showers, a little bit of lightning popping up. That's also the case just south of the city and closer to home in the Edmonton area, partly cloudy sky. As we take a look at our workday planner for today, wind remains light as we go throughout the day. It'll be a mix of sun and cloud, 23, possibly 24 for a high, and as we get into the later part of the afternoon, a slight chance that we could see some scatter showers, possibly some thunder showers, about a 30% chance. The risk is there. It is pretty slight. A greater risk for tomorrow, and I'll have more details on that coming up next time we chat weather. Right now, the world's #1 musical is coming to Edmonton. Disney's The Lion King, presented by Broadway across Canada, comes to life at the Northern Jubilee Auditorium from July 9th to 27th. You can enter for your chance to win tickets at ctvedmonton.ca.
All right, thank you, Corey. Well, new this morning, Iran's supreme leader is claiming victory over Israel in his first public statement since a ceasefire deal was reached. Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei congratulating Iranians on the victory over the, quote, fallacious Zionist regime. Striking a defiant tone, he added the Zionist regime was practically knocked out and crushed under the blows of the Islamic Republic. Khamenei also claimed victory over the United States, saying it entered the war to save Israel, but, quote, achieved nothing. He also called Iranian strikes on American bases a heavy slap to the Americans' face. Now, the CIA and Trump administration officials are citing new intelligence this morning they say contradicts Iran's reports, proving U.S. strikes severely damaged Iran's nuclear program. CIA Director John Ratcliffe says the agency's new intel shows that several key Iranian facilities were destroyed to the point that it will take years to rebuild. An earlier initial analysis by the Defense Intelligence Agency suggested the strikes did not destroy key components of Iran's nuclear program. This morning, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth spoke from the Pentagon, where he railed against the media's coverage of those earlier reports.
How about the Israeli Atomic Energy Commission? The devastating U.S. strikes on Fordo destroyed the site's critical infrastructure and rendered the enrichment facility inoperable. Here's the head of the UN Atomic Energy Agency this morning, Rafael Grossi. U.S. and Israeli strikes caused enormous damage to Iran's nuclear sites. Don't take my word for it. How about the IDF's chief of staff? I can say here that the assessment is that we significantly damaged the nuclear program, setting it back by years. I repeat, years.
Other early reports say Iran's nuclear program had only been set back a few months. Canadian Foreign Affairs Minister Anina Anand says Israel and Iran need to return to the negotiating table, and Iran needs to be transparent about its nuclear program.
We also need to ensure that there is respect for civilians, civilian lives at every turn. And in that respect, we'll continue to ensure that we have services available for Canadians throughout the region as they seek to leave the region or as they seek to have some support from the Government of Canada.
Anand was speaking in Berlin this morning. A new study released this morning suggests older Canadians find it increasingly difficult to access primary care. In the 2024 Commonwealth Fund survey, 8% of adults aged 65 and older in Canada reported not having a primary care doctor or a place they usually go to receive primary care. The survey also looked at the mental health of older adults in Canada, finding that while 14% reported a mental health diagnosis, less than a third received counseling or treatment in the past year. Among those who did not receive care, 38% wanted or felt they needed services. And Canadian filmmaker Denis Villeneuve is directing the next film in this iconic series. Villeneuve has directed major movies such as the Dune franchise, as well as Arrival and Blade Runner 2049. In a statement released by Amazon MGM Studios, the director says he's a diehard James Bond fan. Villeneuve will also serve as an executive producer on the upcoming film. So that's one big decision down for the movie, another big one to go. We do not know yet who will play 007 in the next film. Good morning, you beautiful city. It's 7:30 here on a Thursday, and it is downright gorgeous out there to start this morning off. The sunrise, excellent, barely a breeze. What a day to start summer vacation for many kids out there. Corey's on the road with the forecast. We'll check in with him in just a few minutes. But Kim, what else is coming up this half hour?
Yes, Throwback Thursday, everyone. You know what that means. Let's hop into your parents' station wagon and head down memory lane to the best summer you've ever had. Remember Wild Rapids? We'll talk about amusement parks of the past in a few minutes. But first, the news you need to start your day. Ken, over to you.
All right, thank you, Kim. Well, developing this morning, police are at the scene of a train and pedestrian collision in South Edmonton. So police are there, as mentioned, a train hitting a person in the south side of the city. They say this happened near 51st Avenue between 99th Street and Gateway Boulevard. At this point, we do not know the condition of the person involved. We do know that traffic is closed both eastbound and westbound on 51st Avenue. Drivers have been told to find other routes around this. We are monitoring this as it develops, and we're bringing you the latest throughout CTV Morning Live. A public hearing on the extension of a downtown tax program begins this morning, and one mayoral candidate and current city councillor says he's going to push to cancel a part of the community revitalization levy, which he calls a billionaire handout. Andrew Knack says the current CRL deal significantly compromises the city's ability to address the cost of living pressures, infrastructure needs, and public safety initiatives, and believes a deal should allow the city to improve downtown and transit without risking taxpayer dollars on a fan park to be built on land owned by the Oilers Entertainment Group. However, provincial money earmarked for that park is contingent on the city delivering money from the levy. Knack is expected to speak on the front steps of City Hall on this issue at 9 o'clock this morning. A former Edmonton member of parliament is making his return to politics after 17 years, and he has eyes on the mayor's chair. Raheem Jasper was a Conservative MP for Edmonton Strathcona for more than a decade. He left federal politics in a cloud of controversy, charged with impaired driving and drug possession charges in 2009. He eventually pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of careless driving. He says chatting with customers at the White Avenue restaurant that he took over from his parents has been a window into the issues Edmontonians are facing. Small business struggles are a common topic.
Most of them that you talk to along the avenue, even downtown or any part of the city, unfortunately, they're barely surviving. And that's just not what I remember Edmonton to be.
There are now 6 candidates who have filed nomination papers or intend to run. One political analyst says edging out frontrunners like current councillors Tim Cartmell and Andrew Knack is a tall order for Jasper, who is rebuilding his name. Jasper says he's grown from his mistakes and is ready to show Edmontonians through his platform. A survivor of the Rockslide at Bow Glacier Falls says hikers worked together to try to get to safety. Cindy MacArthur was part of a group that was caught up in the slide a week ago. She says when the dust settled, she and other hikers nearby came together to help those who were injured. MacArthur says she saw one woman laying unresponsive.
And I said, hang in there, we're going to be here. And I just held her hand.
That woman was Uta Heinrichs from Calgary. She was one of 2 people who died in the rock slide. Parks Canada calls the rock slide a natural and unpredictable event. The trail to Bow Glacier Falls remains closed indefinitely.
You're flying high with the CTV drone over the river valley. It is looking beautiful outside. I imagine there are a lot of people taking advantage of this beautiful morning, whether it's going for a walk or run outside before work. And it's going to be a very nice day today. This forecast, as we take a look at your temperatures, is brought to you by Hughes Car Wash, just Looney's Awash. Temperatures right now in the region, we have 14 at Stony Plain, 13 at the airport, 13 Elk Island, and 15 at the Blatchford Station. Winds pretty light in the region to calm. Temperatures within the city are already starting to see them climb anywhere from 14, we have that in Summerside, to 17 in Beverly. Temperature for today, 23 for a high, wind light. Little mix of cloud and sun as we go throughout the day, and then into the later part of the afternoon, a slight chance of showers, possible thunderstorms. And then for tomorrow, greater chance that we could see some thunderstorms in the afternoon, especially into the evening. So Friday looking a little bit more unsettled, 22 for a high. Saturday, we could see some rain and showers in the morning heading into the afternoon, followed by some clearing, 20 for a high. And then Sunday and Monday, we start to clear out. We start to warm up, 24 for Sunday and 27 on Monday. Monday's the last day of June as we head into next week, Tuesday, July 1st. The forecast is looking quite nice as well, and I will have those details, your 10-day forecast, in about 15 minutes.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Corey. We are on a mission to find the best gardens in Edmonton and the surrounding area. Do you think your yard has incredible curb appeal? Our friends at Coolman's are joining us to help choose one winner to receive a $500 gift card to Coolman's and the coveted title of Yard of the Year. We've been showing off our favorites throughout the last couple of weeks, and we're going to continue to do that. Submissions are open until July 14th, and then at that point, we'll narrow it down to the finalists. Enter at ctvedmonton.ca. Let's go on off to this entry today from Catherine. She lives on Allen Landing and has a beautiful, beautiful path down to the landscaping. Lots of hostas. I see ferns on either side of the pathway there, so I think some of her garden must be shaded. And then she's got some heat and sun-tolerant plants there as well. Lovely yard, but take a look at this, Kent. Not only is her yard beautiful, but the view from her yard. I'm assuming she's on like the top patio deck of her home, taking this picture from below.
Morning coffee, you know?
Wow, no kidding, no kidding. Thank you to everybody who's been sending in their yards. I'm going to just continue to show off these amazing gardens across Edmonton and the surrounding area as well. But not only one person gets a yard sign, several finalists do, and then we're going to deliver them personally.
Yeah. Have you got to look at those signs?
No.
Not me neither yet. They're going to look so good in front of some of these yards.
Totally. Bragging rights right there. Without saying much, just put it there.
Yeah, a subtle nod that, ooh, look at the work I've been putting in. Thank you, Kim. Let's take a look at traffic. Several issues to tell you about. So there's this hazard on the road, Gateway Boulevard off-ramp to eastbound Henday Drive. So that's a popular area, so heads up there. Stalled vehicle westbound Henday on the southwest, just after 111th Street. Minor delays as a result. We also have police on scene northbound on the Henday on the west side just before the White Mud ramp. So that's going to be an issue as well. We've been monitoring this crash between an LRT train and a pedestrian around 51st Avenue between Gateway and 99th. So we'll keep you updated on that. We are expecting a perhaps lighter day in traffic because school is out, but that's what you need to know as you get moving here towards 8 o'clock. Well, Canada Day is next week, and you may be celebrating with some good food, and maybe you're in need of some good wine pairings to go with all of that. Corey is at Willow Park Wines and Spirits in Southwest Edmonton, and we're talking great Canadian grapes, Corey.
That's right, and if you want to celebrate Canada Day Canadian style, whether it was with some of those spirits that we had earlier or with some really good wines, Willow Park Wine and Spirits has you covered. I'm with Diana, and we've got a couple of really good wines here. Why don't we start off talking about Laughing Stock?
Laughing Stock Portfolio. This is their 2021 vintage. It's a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Cabernet Franc, Petit Verdot, and Malbec. So all your sort of old school classic Bordeaux varietals. Okay. They've got them blended here in a silky combination of cedar and cassis, tobacco leaf, and blueberries. Just a really rich, plush combination. So a real treat. Yeah, a real treat for Canada Day.
And for the Soyuz La Rose?
A Soyuz La Rose, Le Grand Vin. This is their 2020 vintage. And power and elegance really come into combination in this wine. It's a bit like ballerina. You know,
Okay.
you've got that muscularity, but you've also got a beautiful finesse. Same great blend, and we think that the perfect thing for a Canada Day competition would be Portfolio versus Le Grand Van. Who wins? Which is the
Okay.
best with your barbecue?
Because these are very special wines. The price point is a little bit higher, but they're on sale for a really good deal. What makes them so special?
Well, they are grown with some of the best grapes in the vineyard. There aren't a lot of grapes to be had, so it's a supply and demand issue. You have your best grapes, and people are going to have to pay for that,
Right,
like
for
anything.
sure.
When there isn't a lot of something, it tends to cost a little bit more.
Okay, and then if you wanted also some whites and stuff, there's a lot more great Canadian wines to choose from as well.
So many to choose from, and we've got a great selection here at the store, so I would encourage people to come down and check out, find their favorite grape varietal grown in Canada, because we're doing a really great job now. Our vines have gotten a little bit of age on them, and that makes a difference to the quality of the wine.
Perfect. So you heard that here, some really good, maybe high price point wines, but on sale for a really good deal. And then also maybe some lower price point wines, but all really good and Canadian made, coming out of BC. So come down to Willow Park Wine and Spirits if you want to check that out. Very knowledgeable staff here, and they can help you find something to celebrate Canada Day with.
Thank you very much, Corey. Well, coming up, we talked to an expert from Alert's Child Exploitation Unit about what to do if you're concerned someone in your life may have been a victim. That's after the break. And in 10 minutes, we're looking back at the roadside attractions of our childhood. Many are gone now. Remember that thing in 10 minutes. Plus, how to set firm boundaries in your relationships. We talked to a psychologist and relationship expert after 8 o'clock. Don't miss it.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law. Programming brought to you by Federated Co-ops. Find your summer sweepstakes. Unlock your chances to win at your local co-op.
How much time in advance does it take to work on a case like this?
I would say typically at least 3 to 4 weeks, sometimes more, like it depends on the complexity of it. And in, I guess, this case specifically, we don't actually know who we're looking for right now.
So you're watching Alberta's Internet Child Exploitation Team executing a search warrant in Edmonton recently. A CTV News crew was there as officers were briefed and entered a suspect's home looking for evidence. And in that video, you saw Constable Stephanie Bosch, who is part of the Alert Child Exploitation Team. These types of cases, Stephanie, are on the rise. Can you talk to us a little bit more about your role in giving advice for families to support loved ones when they're involved in this sort of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. So part of my role with the Northern Alberta Internet Child Exploitation Unit is part of that community engagement team. So we're out in communities, we're out having conversations with parents about how to support their children. The thing that we're seeing a lot of is that kids have a really hard time reporting when things go wrong on the internet, when bad things happen, especially when there's that threat, that sextortion that's ongoing. Right? It's the fear, the shame, the embarrassment. It's hard to talk about. So what we're telling parents out in the community when we're having these conversations is to lean in. Like, be vulnerable. Like, these are hard conversations to have, but at the end of the day, if this has happened to your child, it is not their fault. You need to support them however you can.
So it is hard to have that conversation.
Yeah.
There's a lot involved. What is your advice to parents when they want to lean in?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, first and foremost, I would say, like, put yourself in their shoes. This is something that we didn't grow up with. Yeah. Like, we didn't grow up with the internet. Totally different. So I think it's just understanding that the landscape has changed. You know, we have kids that are exploring their sexuality online and they're meeting people online. So by being vulnerable and leaning in and just understanding the position that they're coming from, I think that's the first thing. Controlling your reaction. You know, you're going to have a big reaction, maybe try and keep that down a bit to really listen to what they're trying to say. And then some practical steps that you can take if this has happened online is to stop the communication. Don't send any more pictures, don't send any more images, and then report it to the police. We ask that parents don't delete the accounts because it is helpful for us to have that evidence. But definitely block and report if that gives some sort of control back to the child in that moment, for sure.
Okay, so sometimes there may be signs that parents can look for because, as you said, children, teens might not be ready to come forward with all of this. Is there something that parents should monitor
That's a great question. So I think having a baseline is very important, right? Without a baseline, it's hard to understand if there's changes that are happening with your child. Some signs to look for sure, would be if the child is withdrawn, if they're maybe overprotective with their phone, not wanting people to see it, if all of a sudden they have presents or gifts that maybe there's, grandma didn't get them these things. Sure. Where are they getting this stuff from? That would be a great way to lean into a conversation to talk about, hey, like, what's going on? Like, what's going on that's making you feel this way? I think those are things that you could definitely look for.
Now, what about ages? I think, many people can think of teenagers perhaps being involved in this, but how young can this get?
I mean, we always get that question, so I would say it's never too early to have a conversation with a kiddo about online safety, and it's certainly never too late. So if you've missed that opportunity, it's never too late to start that conversation, but I guess having a conversation at the level of the child, right? I mean, like, I have a 4-year-old. I'm not going to be talking to her about meeting people online. That's not practical, right? When we talk about autonomy and agency and boundaries, you can start that young when we're talking about the internet, and then you just build on those lessons because they have to be ongoing. It's not this one and done that we can just do and dust off and say, okay, I've done my job. No, it's ongoing because kids, as they age, they change, right?
Okay. Well, it's certainly important advice. We appreciate you being here this morning. Tonight at 6 o'clock, you can go along with Nicole Lampa as she reports on that search warrant we showed you to see what it takes to catch alleged suspects hiding behind screens in our own community. So that is tonight on CTV at 6. Well, it's time for us to take a commercial break. On the way, gone but certainly not forgotten, we are revisiting some of the most iconic summer road trip destinations from the past. Remember That Thing is coming up.
Everybody, time for a road trip down memory lane to our favorite summertime destinations of the past. So first, we're gonna start with a waterslide park in West Edmonton. Do you remember Wild Waters? It was near Winterburn Road, and it was cherished by so many families in the late 80s, 90s, and into the 2000s. Wild Waters, it was made up of 7 concrete and fiberglass slides, a concession stand, and a grassy lounging area for your parents to watch from a distance. The park closed in 2012 after AHS said there was a lack of trained pool operators, but the sign is still up. It's still up. Slides were removed or relocated to Trestle Creek, and it seems to be some sort of landscaping business now. And speaking of water slides, maybe your parents drove 2 hours to get to Wild Rapids in Sylvan Lake. Now this place is on steroids. This water park opened in 1982, quickly became a popular summer attraction. 12 water slides. They had some small pools, 3 hot tubs, and a kids' play area. At one point, it was the largest outdoor water park in Western Canada. Oh, great. But then by 2016, the park's infrastructure was aging and needed major costly upgrades, and it wasn't financially viable for the owner. So goodbye to Wild Rapids. Now, this is cool. I was never lucky enough to visit Bedrock City in Kelowna. It was a nostalgic Hanna-Barbera licensed Flintstones theme park. This place brought the prehistoric cartoon world to life from 1968 until 1998. You could take a log boat ride down Lava Creek, explore the souvenir shops that were built after the structures in Bedrock City. There was also the famous 40-foot Fred Flintstone, affectionately dubbed 40-foot Fred. And I am really envious of anybody who got to experience this as a child. You said, Kent, Callaway Park in Calgary was a favorite
Took a family
destination.
Trip to Calgary area from Saskatchewan, like 8 hours, Callaway Park. And then my brother was too small to ride most of the rides.
Oh, no.
It did not. It was like one of those family disaster vacations that you fondly remember now.
And you feel sorry for your parents now, being a dad.
Sure. That would be brutal.
Well, check this out. Penny sent these over the text line. Callaway Park back in 1983. That's her and her brother Jody. And then look. Her and her dad at Wild Waters in the early 80s.
Great.
We are accepting photos on the text line, guys, now, and video if you possibly have it. But photos would be good. I love seeing retro photos. I don't care if I don't know who you are. I want to see it. I want to see it. What was your favorite amusement park or water park from back in the day? And we're not just limiting it to our province.
Sure.
Like, we're doing Canada-wide. Why not? Because we're getting a lot of stuff from the east, from Eastern Canada, too. So we'll talk about that just after 8 o'clock. Text us at 10400.
Programming brought to you by Basement Systems Edmonton. Contact us today for all things basement-y. School Day forecast is brought to you by the Alberta Teachers Association. Strong schools equal a strong Alberta.
You're flying high with the CTV drone over Dawson Bridge as we look towards the river valley as the skyline as well. A beautiful start to the day here in Edmonton. We were outside earlier and it's just a nice, calm, quiet start with a mix of sun and cloud. A very nice start to this Thursday. And it is going to be nice as we go throughout the day. Here is your school day forecast brought to you by the Alberta Teachers Association. For the kids heading out this morning, temperature-wise will be around 14. Now, some kids are already done school. There's a few left in school, so this will be the last school day forecast for a little while. 20 at lunch, 22 when they head home, and we should gain another degree or two after that. 23, possibly 24 for a high. We're at 15 right now here in the city. One of the cooler spots, Jasper 10, Banff 7 degrees. Other than that, most areas in the low to mid-teens at this point of the morning. For our forecast again here in Edmonton, our high is 23, possibly 24. Wind light throughout the day, a mix of sun and cloud. And then as we get into the afternoon, a slight chance of showers, possibly some thunder showers. Pretty slight chance at this point. But for tomorrow, a greater risk of it. 22 for Friday, 40% risk of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Greater risk as we go throughout Friday evening. And we could start off with some rain into Saturday morning. Chance of showers Saturday as we head into the early part of the afternoon. Sunday, we clear out 24, 27 on Monday. And then Canada Day looks quite nice, 27 with a risk of thunderstorms.
Milestone sponsored by Coolman's Flower Shop. Colorful, fresh designs for any occasion.
We're wishing Grandpa Ken a happy 74th birthday. Love from Mark, Amy, Addie, Lauren, Dex, Milo, Tomato, and Steve.
And a happy 10th birthday to Zachariah. Love from Mom, Dad, your grandparents, aunts, and uncles.
And Susie is going double digits today. She's turning 10 years old. Happy birthday. All the best from your grandmother, brothers, aunts, uncles, nephews, and nieces.
Submit your milestone at ctvedmonton.ca under Morning Live. You could win a $100 gift card to Coolman's Greenhouse, which we draw for every week.
Quick morning mystery gumshoes. Clue number 1, it played a vital role in transportation and exploration in North America. Clue number 2, depicted on the Canadian silver dollar from 1935 to 1986. And if you're portaging, weight should be a big consideration. It is the canoe. Some people will be out on the lakes and rivers in canoes this weekend. The news you need to start your day begins right now.
You take all the precautions you can, but there's always that worry that something will go wrong.
Starting Tuesday, photo radar trucks will no longer be used in Edmonton playground and school zones. Good morning to you at 8 o'clock here on Thursday morning. We begin there. The city says it will focus on more permanent, cost-effective safety measures. It says it's because most people are following speed limits in playground and school areas, and there are a low number of crashes there. So moving forward, the city will focus on things like improved crosswalks, signage, and the installation of traffic calming measures.
Speed humps can actually reduce speeds up to 13 kilometers per hour. We've also seen traffic volume reductions of up to 27%. Curb extensions, like the ones that you see in this area here, reduce speeds up to 8 kilometers per hour.
118th Avenue in front of Highlands School is one area that will change in the fall, including pavement markings and flashing speed reduction signs. An Edmonton teacher facing child sexual exploitation charges may have fled the country. Alberta Law Enforcement Response Team has charged Jimmy Buena with making, accessing, possessing, and transmitting child pornography. Police alleged Buena used Facebook to upload sexual abuse material. Buena taught at St. Oscar Romero Catholic High School in West Edmonton. The Edmonton Catholic School Division says Buena's final day at that school was a week ago. Police do not believe any student was involved in relation to the charges, but Alert is sharing the information in light of his position.
We still have a lot of our investigation to go, and that includes a review of any of the tech that we've received, and that's on our forensic examiners. A big part of the investigation is having them go through that, just so that we have an understanding of what exactly we're dealing with.
Alert believes Buena may now be in the Philippines. And we're tracking an unfolding situation in South Edmonton. Traffic is being diverted near 51st Avenue and Gateway Boulevard as police investigate a collision between a pedestrian and a train. Police say this happened near 51st between 99th and Gateway. At this point, we do not know the severity of the injuries. Traffic is closed both east and westbound on 51st Avenue. Drivers told to find alternate routes. We will keep you updated as we learn more here this morning. The 3 children were taken to hospital after a car crashed into a building in West Edmonton. Just before 9 yesterday morning, a green hatchback slammed into a pillar outside Westgate Plaza on 163rd Street and 95th Avenue. Police say there were 5 people in the car at the time, 2 adults and 3 children. The 3 kids were taken to hospital as a precaution. At this point, it is not known what caused the crash. A man has died following an attack last week, and police have upgraded charges from assault to second-degree murder. Police say last week officers responded to an assault near 95th Street and 106th Avenue. They arrived to find 59-year-old Robert Gladue injured. On Sunday, he died. Police say Gladue and the accused knew each other. And Evander Kane is now a member of the Vancouver Canucks. The Oilers trading Kane in exchange for a 4th-round draft pick in this weekend's upcoming NHL draft. When the 33-year-old joined the Oilers 4 years ago, he became involved in a number of different groups here in the city, including the Ben Stelter Foundation and the Kids with Cancer Society. Those who made connections with Kane through those initiatives say they're sad to see the winger go.
You're sad that he's leaving, but like you said, Vancouver's not that far away, right?
Not far at all, but I guess Vancouver will have to be my new favorite. He just feels, like everyone else, and he just feels like a fun person to hang out with.
Kane releasing a statement thanking the fans, saying Rogers Place was always electric, and I'm proud to have played in front of such a passionate hockey city. My family and I have built some incredible relationships that will last forever. Well, classrooms are closed, final exams are finished, and summer has started for most students in Edmonton and surrounding areas.
I'm getting happiness and excitement for summer.
I feel great, honestly. This year went by so fast.
Students at Joseph M. Demko School in St. Albert say they're thrilled that classes are over and they're ready to start summer. Soccer, ice cream, camping, volunteering, all on the way this summer. However, some students and teachers feeling a little bit more wistful.
You don't really realize it until it's literally this last day and kids are leaving and they're saying goodbye. So it really has started to feel real today.
I have the best job in the world. I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's the best. These guys are the best.
Many of Joseph M. Demko students are off to high school next year. Their peers say the building will not be the same without them when classes begin again in September. All right, let's bring Corey in for a look at the forecast. Beautiful morning to start off the summer vacation, Corey.
Yeah, it's been fantastic so far this morning. I was outside earlier and just enjoying just the calm outside. Right now, you're taking a live look through the CTV drone. We've got the Walterdale Bridge there. You're looking south from downtown. Beautiful start to the day today, and it is going to be a pretty nice Thursday. Let's take a look at your forecast, and this forecast is brought to you by Hughes Car Wash, just Looney's Awash. 23 for a high for today. That's our average seasonal high, and last year, fairly similar. Our temperature, we were at 24 at this day last year. Now, we had quite the storm move through the Edmonton area. Take a look at this. Greg sent this in. This was in southwest Edmonton. That's not snow. That's just hail, pea-sized hail. Enough accumulation that it was white on a lot of the driveways and the roads. And with the heavy rain, it was just flowing down the street. So many areas in the city saw those very similar situations. So that storm came through quick, but it left fairly quick. But again, dropped a lot of rain and some hail. Right now, temperature out in Stony Plain, 16, 13 at the airport, 18 in Elk Island, and 15 at the Blatchford Station. For today, our high is 23, possibly 24. Nice mix of sun and cloud. As we get into the afternoon, just a slight chance of scatter showers, possibly some thunder showers, but it is pretty slight. A greater risk tomorrow. 22 for Friday, 40% chance in the afternoon of seeing some thunderstorms, 60% chance in the evening, and then Saturday morning we could see some rain with some showers heading into Saturday afternoon, a high of 20. The world's #1 musical is coming to Edmonton. Disney's The Lion King, presented by Broadway across Canada, comes to life at the Northern Jubilee Auditorium from July 9th to 27th. Enter for your chance to win tickets at ctvedmonton.ca.
Well, an Oilers off-ice staple has unique plans for the off-season.
We are called the Superfans because we are the Superfans of each other.
And the Edmonton Oilers.
Let's go.
Done. Say everybody, Nippy Scoo here. This is my husband,
Superfan Magoo.
Skylene and Blair Gladue, better known as Superfan Magoo, are contestants on this season of Amazing Race Canada. Eagle-eyed Oilers fans probably noticed the Superfan's absence from earlier rounds of the playoffs. That's actually when filming for the show took place. That weighed heavily on Magoo's mind.
If we do this, we're going to be gone for a month regardless, win or lose. And I'm going to miss the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. So if we lose in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, that's going to be on me. Superfan Magoo's not there. We lost because he wasn't there.
The Gladue say if they win, they will donate a portion of their money to youth causes. And of course, Superfan Magoo will also get season's tickets to the Oilers. Yes, the Amazing Race Canada airs on CTV on July 8th. Well, one couple got a uniquely Canadian experience when they ended up face-to-face with a moose on the side of the road in Jasper. Kelly Paxian and her husband were driving down Moline Lake Road on Sunday morning when they noticed the moose on the side of the road. That's when the moose came up right beside the car, even going so far as to sticking his nose inside the open passenger side window. Paxian says she's seen moose on that road before, but never anything quite as up close and personal as this.
He just seemed to be going about his day, and knowing what we know from our previous wildlife encounters, we were just like, we are just going to remain calm as possible and let the animal control the interaction. So we just let it play out.
Now, in retrospect, Paxian says she probably should have closed the car's window. It is almost 10 minutes past 8. Let's head on over to the Morning Live inbox. Several people, as we're talking about summer roadside attractions you went to as a family destination on vacation during the summer, several people mentioned the Enchanted Forest, including Veronica and Michelle on the text line. Yeah, this is in Revelstoke, BC. It is a magical, I don't know, like a fairy tale town, I suppose, in the woods. And as I'm looking at these pictures, I am getting more and more envious that I've never been able to go. I've been on road trips into the Okanagan. We always pass by it, so I was just never able to go. Now I'm just going to wait for my son to get older, and then I can go with him and truly enjoy it. Ken, what year was it open?
I'm just looking at their website here.
Yeah.
It says during the 50s, the original artist started working on it. Took them about 10 years or so. So
the 60s.
Officially opened 1960 on Canada Day.
What?
So it's almost celebrating its anniversary.
Amazing. How about that? Great timing. Wow, that looked great. So much fun.
I think it was, so it's 1960, gotta do the math, 65 years. Woo! Holy moly, yeah.
The equations going through our head.
Yeah, totally. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That is a really good one. Well, thank you, Kim. Let's take a look at traffic. 10 minutes now past 8 o'clock. We have this crash northbound 50th Street on the southeast side after the Henday exits. So that's impacting things. Seems like we have less volume out there this morning, which would make sense with kids off school now, at least most of them. So we are monitoring traffic as we get into the summer holidays. We're also monitoring a crash with a train near 51st Avenue and Gateway Boulevard. We'll keep you updated on that in just a moment. But for the most part, outside of this crash, it looks like it's a pretty smooth drive on a beautiful morning here in Edmonton. We've been talking about buying local goods and foods, and what about local brewed beers? Corey is at Willow Park Wines and Spirits with some options for Canada Day, Corey.
That's right. We've been talking a lot about local, whether it's Edmonton, Alberta, or Canada. We're going to go back to an Edmonton focus, and we've got Taylor with Polyrhythm Brewing. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Now, if people aren't familiar with you, where is your brewery?
We're located here in Edmonton on the west end by the TELUS World of Science.
Okay.
Kind of nestled in that industrial park, as all good breweries are.
Very cool. Okay. Tell us about Polyrhythm Brewery and what you guys make.
Yeah, so we started just over 2 years ago. We kind of focused a little bit on IPAs and pale ales and hazy beers, and kind of inspired by hops for the most part. But yeah, we're just really excited to kind of make craft beer and make Edmonton kind of on the map for the most part.
And right now we're looking at the cans. Your labels are beautiful. Everything is all done in-house by you and your wife.
Yeah, absolutely. So my wife makes all the beer, Chelsea, designs the labels, does all that stuff. It's a lot of work.
Oh, cool. Okay, so and if people wanted to come down to your brewery, I heard you have really good hot dogs.
Yes, gourmet hot dogs that we make from scratch. So we grind the meat, case the meat, and smoke it in-house by one of our staff members, Stu. Okay. And yeah, we'd just like to be inspired by beer and hot dogs. What better combination is there?
Yes, and music as well. Tell me where polyrhythm came from.
Yeah, so my background is in music. I've been doing it since I was 12. I'm a drummer by trade. So we wanted to marry the two loves of music and beer together. I feel like it's kind of perfect harmony.
Awesome. Do you find people are definitely making more of a choice now to drink local and to hit up local breweries?
Yeah, absolutely. I think people are realizing that we have world-class quality products just here in home, and people have been super supportive over the years, from COVID up to what we're dealing with down south, and so it's kind of nice to see that people appreciate something that comes from right here.
Yeah, what is it like when you come into a place like Willow Park Wines and Spirits and you see your product on the shelf?
Well, first of all, it's surreal to see that. The thing that you've been basically slaving over and crafting, and being able to see it kind of available to everybody is a really cool thing to see.
Yeah, well, I want to thank you, Taylor, so much for coming in and showcasing your beer. And yeah, again, near the TELUS World of Science, if you want to check out Polyrhythm Brewing, please do so. And are you open Canada Day?
We are open Canada Day from 3 o'clock till 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock that night.
Perfect. And we're going to talk a little bit more about pre-mixed cocktails next time we chat down at Willow Park Wines and Spirits.
Thank you, Corey. Well, still ahead, what Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister had to say this morning about Israel and Iran, plus U.S. Defense Secretary refuting reports that American attacks on Iranian nuclear sites didn't cause as much damage as first claimed.
All right, time to look at Edmonton's gas prices for this Thursday morning. Now, it has gone down overnight slightly. Average cost around town now is at $1.29 per liter, just over that. The lowest gas price you can find at a couple of places. We have El Safado Supermarket on Castle Downs Road, so that's closer to $1.16 per liter. Kit Convenience on Princess Elizabeth Avenue, close to $1.17. And finally, at $1.18, Your Spot Convenience Store on 54th Street and 121st Avenue.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. Wake up with CTV Morning Live, brought to you by CIR Realty, making real estate easy in Edmonton, Red Deer, and Central Alberta.
Summer is officially here, and that means plenty of time to enjoy the great outdoors. Lifestyle expert Chloe Sugar is here to share her warm weather tips to keep us looking and feeling great all season long. Good morning, Chloe.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm excellent. So let's start here. What are a few smart items everyone should have in their summer essentials kit?
Of course. Well, I don't know about you, but with this heat, I'm like ready to hit a pool. So I want to get you on Le'Veon Rose's new swim collection. So fun. We're seeing a lot of like coastal chic, sophisticated, but laid back pieces. I love how versatile the brand is. So a lot of the pieces are adjustable with the straps. You can either remove them, lots of different fun patterns, colors, textures, things like that. And the sizes go all the way up to extra, extra large. So something for everyone. And then we also have a lot of fun totes, some beach cover-ups, some hats, things like that. So just some really fun ways to elevate those vacation or pool days.
Now, I love soaking up the sun, but I want to be safe about it too. How can we keep our skin feeling fresh and protected during summer days?
Of course. Well, first I want to get you on Nivea's new Serum Infused Micellar Water. These are a game changer for helping you remove that stubborn waterproof makeup, the sweat, the sunscreen from those hot days. So 2 new formulas. We got their Skin Recharge, great for moisturizing and hydrating. I'm obsessed with the skin brightening. It's infused with vitamin C and E, and it's literally going to leave your skin so glowy like summer in a bottle, minus the sweat, which I love. So 2 great options there. And then if you're an SPF girl, you want to do something, I want to get you all back on Mary Kay, the iconic brand. Their CC cream, I love replacing my foundation for a CC cream is with SPF 15. So game changer. And it has like 8 different benefits. So it's going to hydrate, it's going to cover up, it's going to protect, and a couple of different things as well. So what's great about that is if you're not looking for something tinted, they of course have their normal range of SPF products as well.
Okay, so our skin is protected now. What food and drink options do you recommend to help us stay cool in the heat?
Of course. So you're in the heat, you want something to refresh. Peroni's new Stila Capri is basically an Italian vacation in a bottle. It's brewed with Sicilian lemon and olive leaf, really light, crispy, refreshing. What I love about this, it's 4.2 ABV, so a little bit easier to sip on these super hot days. And if you want to pair it with something, Loblaws has a bunch of great options from PC. I'm obsessed with the PC banana leaf spicy tilapia. It's so easy to make. You throw that in the oven, barbecue, you got something saucy, spiced up tilapia. And if you're looking for maybe something refreshing minus the alcohol, the PC's new sparkling waters are always a hit. They have like zinc, vitamin B12 in there, and they taste great. So it's like peach ginger flavors, but they're great for things like metabolism, gut health, things like that. So really fun options from PC and Loblaws, different spice flavors, and they have some fun totes and tumblers as well.
Okay, Chloe, we have some extra time to chat. I'm going to pick your brain. How can we be ready for spontaneous summer outings?
You know what? Always making a list, I think, of like having like my favorite thing is having a preset bag in my car. So like having some, you know, SPF in there, maybe having a little beverage in there as a just in case you're ready to go. An overnight bag is game changer. So that's why I love throwing in like a little CC cream. And no matter your plans, you're ready to hit the road.
It's awesome. Chloe, thank you so much for everything. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.
You too. Have a good one.
For more lifestyle advice, you can follow Chloe on Instagram.
Here's the view from the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam. Action Furnace, fixed right or it's free. Take a look at that temperature, 17 degrees right now, a nice mix of sun and cloud. A beautiful morning. It's just been fantastic. The wind is very light, and we've been seeing a nice mix of sun and cloud, and the temperature is starting to climb. It's a little bit warmer out towards Lloydminster, 18. We've got 16 in Fort McMurray, 16 in Slave Lake. Jasper, a little bit cooler at 12 degrees. As we take a look at the satellite radar right now, areas to the north, we are seeing some scattered showers. It looks like between Lac La Biche and St. Paul, north of Westlock as well. Very light, very scattered. Also, as you look to the south, Drayton Valley, south towards areas east of Rocky, and then Stettler and northeast of there. Some rain and thunderstorms in those areas. Some lightning popping up on the map. Those are tracking to the east. For us here in Edmonton, partly cloudy right now. We might see some scattered showers just brushed by the airport, but they should stay out of the city. For today, our high is 23, possibly 24. It'll be a mix of sun and cloud, wind light. As we get into the later part of the afternoon, just a slight chance of scattered showers, possibly some thundershowers. Pretty slight, greater chance tomorrow. We'll talk about that next time we chat weather.
All right, thank you, Corey. Well, new this morning, Iran's supreme leader is claiming victory over Israel in his first public statement since a ceasefire deal was reached. Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei congratulating Iranians on the victory over the, quote, fallacious Zionist regime. Striking a defiant tone, he added the Zionist regime was practically knocked out and crushed under the blows of the Islamic Republic. Khamenei also claimed victory over the United States, saying it entered the war to save Israel's regime, but, quote, achieved nothing. Now, the CIA and the Donald Trump administration are citing new intelligence this morning they say proves American strikes severely damaged Iran's nuclear program. The director of the CIA says new intel shows several key Iranian facilities have been destroyed. An earlier analysis by the Defense Intelligence Agency suggested the strikes only set the nuclear program back months. This morning, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth railed against media coverage of those early reports.
How about the Israeli Atomic Energy Commission? The devastating U.S. strikes on Fordow destroyed the site's critical infrastructure and rendered the enrichment facility inoperable. Here's the head of the UN Atomic Energy Agency this morning, Rafael Grossi. U.S. and Israeli strikes caused enormous damage to Iran's nuclear sites. Don't take my word for it. How about the IDF's chief of staff? I can say here that the assessment is that we significantly damaged the nuclear program, setting it back by years. I repeat, years.
So as mentioned, Some early reports from Iran's nuclear program said it had only been set back a few months. Canadian Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand says Israel and Iran need to return to the negotiating table, and Iran needs to be transparent about its nuclear program.
We also need to ensure that there is respect for civilians, civilian lives at every turn. And in that respect, we'll continue to ensure that we have services available for Canadians throughout the region as they seek to leave the region or as they seek to have some support from the Government of Canada.
Anand made these comments in Berlin this morning.
Hello there, Kara Wagland in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. In Fort, we take you to Citi Field.
Hit against Jeremy Hefner.
Marcelo Ozuna for the Braves, hitting the long ball, but not long enough. Jeff McNeil, the robbery. Look at this catch. Just climbs the wall, gets the glove, times it perfectly. McNeil was also 2 for 4 at the plate in this one, as your Mets went on to win the game and have themselves a night. And coming up tonight on TSN, it is week 4 in the CFL getting underway with the Bombers in action hosting the Elks. Coverage gets underway at 7 p.m. Central Time. That's all for now from Sports Center. Have a great day.
Programming brought to you by Century Casino. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Good morning. It is 8:30 on a gorgeous Thursday here in Edmonton. Hopefully you're off to a great start to your day. Corey's out and about. He'll have his forecast coming up. Pretty warm out there already with the sun shining. Kim, what else do we have coming up this half hour?
Yeah, and traffic is really nice too. We'll have that update in a few minutes. But we're talking about how to set firm boundaries in your relationships, whether that's romantic or platonic. I'm speaking with a psychologist and relationship expert in a few minutes. But first, the news you need to start your day. Ken, over to you.
Okay, Kim, thank you. Well, traffic in South Edmonton is being diverted right now as police investigate a collision between a train and a pedestrian. Police say this happened near 51st Avenue between 99th Street and Gateway Boulevard. At this point, we do not know the extent of the injuries to the person involved. 51st Avenue east and westbound is closed. Drivers need to find other routes around as police continue to investigate. A public hearing on the extension of a downtown tax program begins this morning. One mayoral candidate and current councillor says he's going to push to cancel one part of the community revitalization levy, which he calls a billionaire handout. Andrew Knack says the current CRL deal significantly compromises the city's ability to address cost of living pressures, infrastructure, and public safety initiatives. He believes the deal should allow the city to improve downtown and transit without risking taxpayer dollars to a fan park to be built on land owned by the Oilers Entertainment Group. However, provincial money earmarked for that park is contingent on city money from the levy. Knack is expected to speak at the City Hall front steps at 9 o'clock this morning ahead of that further debate today. A former Edmonton Member of Parliament is making his return to politics after 17 years and taking aim at the mayor's chair. Raheem Jasper was a Conservative Member of Parliament for Edmonton Strathcona for more than a decade. He left federal politics in a cloud of controversy, charged with impaired driving and drug possession in 2009. He eventually pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of careless driving. He says chatting with customers at the White Avenue restaurant that he took over from his parents has been a window into the issues Edmontonians are facing. Small business struggles are a common topic.
Most of them that you talk to along the avenue, even downtown or any part of the city, unfortunately, they're barely surviving. And that's just not what I remember Edmonton to be.
There are now 6 candidates who have filed nomination papers or intend to. One political analyst says edging out frontrunners like current councillors Tim Cartmell and Andrew Knack is a tall order for Jasper, who is rebuilding his name. Jasper says he's grown from his mistakes and is ready to show Edmontonians through his platform. A survivor of the Rockslide at Bow Glacier Falls says hikers worked together to try to get out safely. Cindy MacArthur was part of a group caught up in the slide a week ago. When the dust settled, she says she and other hikers nearby came together to help those who were injured. She says she saw one woman who was unresponsive.
And I said, hang in there, we're going to be here. And I just held her hand.
That woman was Uta Heinrichs from Calgary. She was one of 2 people who died in the Rockslide. Parks Canada calls the slide a natural and unpredictable event. The trail to Bow Glacier Falls remains closed indefinitely. As the school year comes to a close, Alberta teachers remain on a path towards strike. In early June, more than 94% of Alberta Teachers Association members voted in favor of job action. Last week, the ATA met with the province to talk about concerns. A new collective agreement could not be reached. The province is offering teachers a 12% pay raise spread over 4 years. The government also pledging $400 million in classroom improvements, but teachers say more help than that is needed.
They didn't think that it went far enough in terms of addressing working conditions, class size, the complexity of the students' needs that we have in our classrooms, but also for wages as well. You have to think that teachers have received essentially 6% raise over the last 12 years. That has been a loss of purchasing power to inflation.
In a statement, Alberta's finance minister says teachers were offered a fair deal, and he's disappointed the mediator's recommendations were not accepted. The Alberta government is rolling ahead with plans for a regional passenger rail system. The UCP government is hosting virtual sessions, providing updates on development of the passenger rail master plan. The government wants to build a high-speed rail line between Edmonton and Calgary, a line from both downtown Edmonton and Calgary to each airport, rail to Banff and Jasper, and eventually lines to communities such as Fort McMurray and Grand Prairie. Some say as Alberta's population continues to grow rapidly, the province needs a plan ahead.
You can only build roads so big, you can only get so many vehicles, you can only park so many cars in certain spots. So we need other ways to move people between these cities, and the most efficient way to do it is through passenger trains.
A session for people in Edmonton was held last night, and a province-wide session will be held tonight. Enbridge says a lot needs to happen before it would propose a new pipeline to the West Coast. Premier Danielle Smith says she's confident the private sector pipeline operators will come forward with a plan to ship crude from Alberta to Prince Rupert and then on to export markets in Asia. In a statement, Enbridge says it will explore projects provided there's demand. That statement goes on to say it would take real provincial and federal legislative changes around climate policy, regulatory timelines, and Indigenous participation. The Calgary-based company says Canada's largest shipper of crude oil. Alberta Health Services has lifted its water quality advisory for Hubble's Lake. Earlier this month, AHS warned about fecal bacteria in the lake west of Edmonton, and now says the water quality has returned to an acceptable level for recreational activities on Allen Beach. AHS is reminding Albertans not to drink or cook with untreated water from lakes or reservoirs at any time. Well, it is summer festival season, and there's a new one coming to Edmonton, shining a light on gospel music. Gospel Fest will showcase choirs, spoken word artists, musicians, and dancers. It also includes a food fair and cultural marketplace. Edmontonians can try food from Black-owned restaurants with dishes from Africa and the Caribbean. The choir director says it's all to help Edmontonians connect with gospel music and Black culture.
The show that we're doing with Gospel Fest is going to take attendees on a journey of how gospel music has evolved, literally from plantation to present day. So everyone who attends is going to get to find out what gospel music used to sound like, how it grew, evolved, modernized, and became what it is today.
Gospel Fest will be held at the Citadel Theatre on Sunday.
You're taking a live look with the CTV drone. Riverside Golf Course, and I bet the golf courses in and around the Edmonton area are going to be busy today. Beautiful start to the day today. It looks fantastic outside. Nice mix of sun and cloud. Temperature's been climbing quite nicely as well. Let's take a look at some of those temperatures. This forecast is brought to you by Hughes Car Wash, just loonies a wash. 16 in Stony Plain and at the airport, 18 Elk Island, and 17 at the Blatchford Station. Winds light to calm in the area. Temperatures within the city ranging from 17, we have that in Summerside, Blatchford, Lewis Estates, to 19 in Beverly. For today, our high 23, possibly 24. And we will see a mix of sun and cloud throughout the day. Today, wind light, slight chance of some scattered showers and thunder showers as we get into the later part of the afternoon. Pretty slight, but we do see an increased risk for tomorrow. 22 for Friday, 40% chance risk of thunderstorms in the afternoon, 60% chance into the evening. And then as we head throughout the early morning hours of Saturday and into the Saturday lunch hour, could see some rain and showers, followed by a little bit of clearing. 20 for a high for Saturday. 24 on Sunday, we start to clear out. 27 on Monday. That's the last day of June. And for Canada Day, looking very similar, although we could see some thunderstorms. And I will take a look at your Canada Day forecast and the days to follow coming up in 15 minutes.
Thank you, Corey. Taking a look at traffic, and it has been much calmer today than earlier in the week. May have something to do with students off school now for the summer. This collision we've been telling you about, northbound 50th Street on the southeast side near the Henday exits. Tow truck is now on scene, so that is clearing up. Otherwise, pretty smooth sailing out there as you drive to work this morning. All right, well, let's go back to Corey. He's been down at Willow Park Wines and Spirits all morning talking about drink choices for Canada Day. So, Corey, have you got some alt options for us now?
That's right. We're going to start off with some tequila. I'm with Diana, and maybe people are going to venture a little bit away from some of the more typical drinks into tequila, and you've got a really good one to showcase this morning.
We have the Casamigos tequila. It's, again, 100% blue Weber agave. The agaves are roasted in a traditional brick oven, and then slow roasted and slow fermented. They become, they give this beautiful fruit-forward tequila. Okay. So it's got a hint of lemon, grapefruitish notes to it. It's a little bit complex, but really, really good for sipping or for making your simple margarita.
Okay, sounds good. And speaking about making drinks, we're going to talk about the Saint Germain elderflower.
Saint Germain elderflower was virtually made for making cocktails. So it's made from the elderflower blossoms grown in France. They harvest them in the late spring. They have about 3 weeks to get all the blossoms in, and they have about 1,000 blossoms per bottle.
Okay.
So it's all natural. It's a hint of sweetness, so honeysuckle notes. So it's quite good for making cocktails with. You can add, if you do a Hugo Spritz.
A Hugo Spritz, okay.
You have a Saint Germain Hugo Spritz. You have a little bit of Prosecco, a little bit of soda water. If you fill your glass with ice, like a big wine glass filled with ice, and then it's 2 parts Saint Germain, 3 parts Prosecco, and 3 parts soda water.
Okay.
Count them, 8 mint leaves, and then you garnish with a wedge of lime.
Wow.
So it's super refreshing.
Well, that does sound good, especially on a warm summer day. And then also these, which are really cool. These are pre-mixes that you can add.
They're fresh, natural juices made here in Alberta. So we have the Canadian twist on them, and you can add them to your favorite spirit. So you could use the tequila if you wanted. We've got this beautiful Plantaray rum. It's a 20-year-old rum. It's double barrel aged in ex-bourbon casks, so it's really quite good just for sipping. But if you do like to mix it, you could put some of this pineapple habanero juice.
Wow.
And a lot of ice, and then even if you like to add a little bit of spritz to it, put some soda water on top of that too.
That sounds fantastic. I want to thank you so much for having us over this morning.
Always a pleasure.
And yeah, some great options down at Willow Park Wines and Spirits. If you want to go local or branch out a little bit, they've got you covered, and they're fantastic with their knowledge on everything that they have here. So come down and visit, and happy celebrating on Canada Day.
You too, Corey. Well, still ahead. Boundaries are important in relationships, but how do you set them and how do you stick to them? We get advice after the break.
CTV Morning Live's Kitchen is brought to you by Trail Appliances and KitchenAid. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Healthy relationships thrive on boundaries. They help define acceptable behaviors and personal space, as well as promote a sense of security. Dr. Janie Lacey is a licensed psychotherapist, and she joins us with advice to help build them. Good morning, Dr. Lacey.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to talk about this important topic.
Yes. So first off, let's break this down. What are some examples of healthy boundaries?
You know, that's a great question, because healthy boundaries comes in many different forms, and they're really about protecting your well-being while maintaining respect for other people. So we have a lot of different boundaries, but if we just look at some of the more common ones, right? The basics is our physical boundaries. Perhaps that's the most obvious, where we look at our personal space. We look who can touch us, our comfort with physical affection, for example. We have emotional boundaries, which are equally important, especially in our space when we look at the clients that we work with. This means, in particular, not taking responsibility for other people's feelings or even allowing others to dump their emotional baggage on you without consent. And then we look at time boundaries, right? This is going to protect your schedule, your energy, and this can mean not taking emails after a certain period of time. And then right now we have a lot of conversation around digital boundaries, right? This is going to be increasing our this is crucial, because as we continue to increase in a connected digital world, whether it's responding to text messages, what you share on social media, or even having a phone-free time during meals or bedtime. I know that's the challenge for my own family.
So for somebody like myself who hates confrontation, how do we communicate our boundaries to others?
Well, this is a very common challenge, right? Because communication is absolutely key, and it starts with clarity. So when we're working with our clients, a lot of times people just don't know. They're not clear about what their boundaries are. So first, you need to be clear with yourself about what your boundaries are, and then you can communicate something, because you can't communicate something that you haven't defined, but then once you define it, then you can communicate it. So, you know, what I suggest is when expressing boundaries, I recommend being direct and calm and non-apologetic, right? You can use words like I statements rather than you statements. Instead of saying like, you always interrupt me, we recommend our clients say things like, I need to finish my thoughts before hearing your response, right? So it's all in our presentation, but we have to be clear on what our boundaries are and defining them. And then I would also suggest that timing matters, right? We don't want to wait till you're already overwhelmed or angry to set boundaries, which is what a lot of people will do. So we suggest addressing things early when you can speak from a place of being calm and assertive rather than reactive. But you want to be specific about what you need, because vague statements like I need more space, for example, aren't as helpful as I need an hour of uninterrupted time when I get home from work to decompress. So remember, setting a boundary isn't a negotiation. That's why it's important for you to understand what you need.
Right, and being specific helps too. Now, what if someone isn't respecting our boundaries? What happens then?
You know, this is where boundary maintenance becomes crucial, and frankly, where many people struggle. When someone crosses a boundary, you have several options depending on the situation and the relationship. You know, first, what I always suggest is you always want to restate the boundary clearly first, because maybe the other person just genuinely forgot or they just don't understand, versus just trying to test your boundary. So it could be a simple reminder like, you know, as I mentioned before, I'm not available to discuss work issues after 7, right? That could be effective. But if the behavior continues, you may need to implement, and I hate to use this word, but consequences. This isn't about punishment, it's about protecting yourself. Like, for example, if someone keeps calling during your designated quiet time, you might say, you know, since you're continuing calling during the evening, I'm just going to turn off my phone after 7, right? And sometimes you may need to create that reassurance and communication to the other person.
Well, Dr. Lacey, thank you so much for your education on boundaries and telling us how to set them with specifics as well.
Most welcome. Thank you for having me.
Have a great rest of the week. Hey, if you'd like to connect with Dr. Lacey, it's really easy. You can follow her on Instagram.
Programming brought to you by Federated Co-ops. Find your summer sweepstakes. Unlock your chances to win at your local co-op.
You're flying high with the CTV drone as we take a look west from downtown. Beautiful skyline this morning. It's a nice mix of sun and cloud. The weather, fantastic to start off. Wind is nice and light. Temperature has been climbing. We're sitting at 17 degrees right now. Our high for today, 23 or 24. So warming up quite nicely as we go throughout the day today. Wind should remain light. There's a slight chance of some scattered showers, possibly some thunder showers as we get into the afternoon. Pretty slight, but then tomorrow a greater risk of that. 40% chance tomorrow afternoon and a 60% chance tomorrow evening, 22 for a high. So we could see some active weather for Friday. Saturday, rain and showers as we go from the morning into the lunch hour. Into the afternoon, the clouds should break, 20 for a high. And then as we take a look at Saturday and Sunday, things start to clear out. Sunday 24, 27 on Monday, and then it's Canada Day. Canada Day looks quite nice, 27. Could see some thunderstorms later in the day, so we'll keep an eye on that the closer we get to it. Temperatures after that start to warm back up once again. A very warm and nice 10-day forecast. Ken.
All right, thank you, Corey. Well, the Order of Canada has welcomed its new members.
It's not easy telling my story over and over, but I know it's teaching a lot of people about what happened to us.
Those honored include Orange Shirt Day founder Phyllis Webstad for helping Canadians understand the impact of the residential school system. Also honored Argos legend Mike Pinball Clemens and his wife Diane Clemens for their charity work. Raptors superfan Nav Bhatia was also awarded for helping children from lower-income communities. An artist from Lacombe is helping bring some fairy magic to the village of Clive. Artist Minuet Lamontague creating 9 tiny handcrafted pieces for the village of Clive's Fairy Door Trail. The village says the fairy doors are hidden across town in unexpected places like tree trunks and storefronts. Lamontague says she hopes her art inspires people's imaginations.
It gives kids a chance to think their own stories up rather than being dictated or told what the story is. So for me, I thought it was a great way for kids to actually be able to look at something and they tell me the stories, what's going on.
Those with a keen eye might find hidden elements in the art like constellations or bugs native to Alberta. The Fairy Door Trail is free to visit and will be there all summer. For more information, you can visit lacombetourism.com. And here's an idea that has dogs in one community howling with delight.
You bring the dogs down here and they're playing with other dogs and they're playing with the sticks and the balls, and it just makes them a happier dog.
It's a dog library. Nice. Not books up for grabs, though, as you heard. Tennis balls and sticks. No need to return them either, which is good news for the dogs.
Yeah, totally. I asked everybody to text in photos of them at some of these roadside attractions in the summer. Thank you to Christy for sending. She's riding Dino at Bedrock City in 1976. Ricky sent this in of her and her brother at Callaway Park. And then look at this last photo. Andre's dad in Bedrock Jail in 1973. Wow, good nostalgic memories. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.